I got your wig, ho. Ha ha. You're mad. Miss Wikiana. Miss Wikiana.
To say the least.
Okay.
I've been perfect, of course.
Well, perfection is impossible to achieve, so I know that is false.
Of course, he thinks he's so perfect.
I hear some animosity.
Okay, this is so random, and I know that we've seen a ton of reality show therapy. Bitch! I just bit my fucking tongue. Oh my god. What I was trying to say before I bit my fat ass fucking tongue was, I don't know how, like, these ladies, okay, I know that we've seen therapy sessions on reality television shows, as I was trying to say before, but I just don't know how open you can be with a therapist, because sometimes I feel like when they have these therapy sessions on TV, it's kind of performative, and they only are going for the performance of the television show and not in real life. Do they actually go when the cameras are off? I don't know if this is true or not, but it just gives me the vibes.
So I guess we'll start with check-ins with the D word being thrown out.
Before this whole crisis, I had actually retained a lawyer to file for divorce.
Where are you both now?
What's the D word? Divorce?
Divorce.
Oh. You know, as far as the D word, that was never my consideration, so you gotta ask her. Well, I agree and disagree because I've been asking, what did I do wrong? And the only thing that's been said is I wasn't listening.
We did get to a point where I was ready to divorce you. You know what I mean? So, but I was ready to...
I didn't know that, but okay.
You did. Well, you didn't know that at the time, but you know that now.
I didn't know it at the time until I saw the receipts from the lawyer that you had been talking to.
I think I said this in our session last time I was here with you. You know, I am committed to Gordon through thick and thin.
Oh, wait a minute, Pennywise. Wait a minute, Pennywise. Wait a minute. Okay. Hold on. I always feel like I have to preference my shade because I know y'all are going to be in the comments talking about stop attacking black women. Look, if she look like Pennywise, she look like Pennywise. Y'all be talking about Miss Tina look like Miss... Hold on. What's that bitch on the bike like I be saying? What's his name? Jigsaw. Y'all be saying Miss Tina, Beyonce's mama look like Miss the Jigsaw. So, if that's alright, then I can call Miss Mia Pennywise / Jigsaw because she be having the cheeks like Miss Tina too. I don't know if they be filling them like I be saying or what. But anyway, she look good and I like your cheeks and all. I'm just saying you do remind me of Pennywise, but that's besides the point. Mia girl, why you lying like I was about to say? Because you know you left this man when his money started to get funny and he got locked out of the business. So you started scrambling.
Allegedly, cause you're not gonna fucking sue me. Cause I know how you bitches like to cut the check, and I'm not gonna be cutting no checks, okay? Hell to the fucking no.
But I could have sworn your own ex-husband or your man's or whatever he is at this point, I don't know. But you're not with him, so you're not together. But are you divorced? Okay, whatever. But I know Gordon said on TMZ Live that you were only with him for the money. Those were his words. So I'm just... It ain't no thick and thin in this bitch.
I know there's going to come a time when I probably won't be able to satisfy all your needs. I want you to know that I am okay with you finding what you need elsewhere. I only have 2 rules. One is, don't give me a reason to look for it. Secondly, keep the kids out of it. As long as you'll do that, I'm fine. Now, what really aggravates me through all of this is that I've given her permission, but yet she still chooses to sneak around, chooses to lie, chooses to continually change her story about what's going on and why she's leaving me and this, that, and the other, and actually not even telling me why. What she's told me, well, she's told me that this guy's her soulmate. I said, well, hey, you can have the best of both worlds. I've said you can see someone, just don't make it public. Be careful and don't involve the kids. Well, she still was still sneaking around and thinking I didn't know. I mean, I see the phone records. I pay the phone bills. My name's on the account. I see. And I see the calls at 2 o'clock in the morning and the times when I'm away from home and all those kinds of things. So I knew what was going on. But, you know, she made the choice, I guess, to choose him over me. I do agree that Mia married me for my money and the future that she thought I could provide. Yeah, I absolutely believe her leaving me now is tied to the fact that I don't have access to assets and my funds are limited at this point in time, that she now has access to funds. And this guy that she's seeing, she believes has access to funds. And I think she's leaving me for that reason. She's mentioned that they're going to be buying a house together and doing businesses together and other kinds of things together, which tells me that the interest is based on monetary gain from the relationship. So I absolutely believe that she's leaving me because she sees an upgrade. My desire is to never, ever, ever be associated with her again beyond our co-parenting situation. If we end up getting back together, it would only truly be for some advantage it would give the kids. It wouldn't be for love on my part, because right now I can't trust her. I don't believe what she says. I don't believe that she loves me.
It's been lit for you right now. G tried to air out y'all business and stuff. How is that with y'all divorce?
I tried. He did.
he basically insinuated she was like a gold digger. How did that make you feel?
I wasn't offended by that at all. Yeah, you know.
She ain't gonna deal with no broke nigga.
Okay. Period.
Support that.
So where are you guys now with y'all relationship?
We are managing and we are co-parenting and we are really trying to just maintain and be friends and really do what's best for our babies.
But the romantic is gone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some tea right there.
And this is not me having sympathy for Gordon's old ass. Hold on, I'm not age shaming and I'm not trying to play him, but I'm just saying you knew what you got into. You knew what type of girl Mia was. You knew she was a sugar baby, a money girl.
Bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
First class in the sky, real hot.
You wanna have fun. You wanna have fun. You wanna have fun. You better spend funds.
Nani so banani, fly me to Milan. First class pussy, shit so bomb. I need a big dick, long like King Kong. A big, big tongue, the ding dong.
You wanna have fun. You wanna have fun. You wanna have fun. You better spend funds.
And now your money has dried up. She's not interested, okay? You ain't got nothing to keep her to stay.
And so when I seeked counsel for a divorce, it was because I wanted to outweigh all of my options because I felt like we were in a space where you were really difficult to cohabitate with. There was a moment where you were very combative. You were combative with your kids, you were combative with our partners, you were combative with me, and I'm just like, I've lived my whole childhood, which I had no control over, was combative. I'm not living in a combative.
Ooh, Mia, you sure do be saying a lot of dumb shit, but you spoke a word today, okay? As a child of a traumatic upbringing in this bit. I'm not a child, hold on. I may act childish, but I'm not a child. I'm old as fuck. I'm 27. But my point is, I had a traumatic childhood and upbringing, so I can relate to Mia in that stance or instance or whatever the fuck the word is I'm looking for that I can't think of in this moment. So as an adult, there's very few things I can tolerate due to my past. So yeah, I very much feel Mia on that. And she's speaking to specifically, I guess, when Mia was getting her shit together to leave Gordon. I guess Gordon cleared the bank account so she couldn't. So that is a little bit manipulative in this bitch, but you guys are both doing it to each other, as I feel like Mia, like I said, was using Gordon. I mean, maybe she did love him as she did have children with him, but I feel like when she first got with him, the intentions were a bag, okay? Hold up! I forgot to set the scene up. Hold up! Ooh, look at that waist. Look at that waist. I need a BBL immediately, because I'm giving Wendy Williams back here, but that's besides the point. Get into this outfit. Giving you old hoe. Old throwback hoe. Anyways, let me get back into the point I was going to try to make. It's nice to see Miss Jacqueline in this bitch, because I was wondering where the fuck you have been. All these new girls were bringing in and we didn't bring back Miss Jacqueline. So it's nice to see you. But as I'm setting up the scene, I must tell you that we are at Miss Deviled Egg's house. Why the fuck do y'all keep trying to make her happen?
So, full transparency, right?
And another thing, okay? I don't mean to do too much on Miss Sharice, but I'm oh so serious when I say this. Every time y'all bring Sharice in front of my face, my stomach starts to turn. And almost like when I eat a deviled egg or a boiled egg or something of the sort, my stomach turns, and I get that feeling when I see Miss Charisse. That's why I call her a deviled egg. But I'm not sure if the producers are bringing her back for her to create nonsense, but we don't need it. We have enough shit stirs. And beyond that, I feel like when she comes back to film, sometimes she comes for Karen, and it's not that I have a problem with her coming for Karen. I just feel like she doesn't have a genuine reason anymore to come for her, besides the whole Grande Dame title. And I've had enough of that. Like, girl, you can be the Grande Dame of deviled eggs. Period. So this is me begging the producers, please keep Miss Deviled Egg bitch out of my face. I know we are at her house right now, so it's a little bit too late. But next year, next season, or whatever the fuck, no more Charisse. I'm begging you. I'm on my literal fucking knees right now. Please, no more.
I was going through a lot. Mentally, I just had enough.
Jacqueline, are you okay? Because y'all sit next to each other. Y'all didn't want to sit next to each other. Y'all refused to sit next to each other on the bus.
There's probably no point of return with this one because we got in an argument. It was very nasty on the plane.
Okay. Yes.
It was very embarrassing.
I witnessed.
I don't want her to be my peasant, and I don't want her to feel beneath me.
Okay.
I think that there was just a lot of things going on in my life personally during this time of filming.
Did you feel unsupported by her?
I definitely felt supported by Jacqueline.
And I have vouched for you for the past how long with these women? No cancer versus cancer. Ooh. I stood the up and told these bitches to sit down.
I just became overwhelmed because of all of the support that you needed.
Okay, so let me clear this up. So let's go and talk about my sister.
You want me to take these videos down, bitch? Is that what you said today? That's what you said? Well, then I want you to publicly apologize to Jacqueline, to Jackie. That's what you need to do. Get your lips a moving. You need to get your lips a moving. Out, Reese, out.
My sister was my nanny initially. I knew that you didn't have that type of support from your family. So that's when I said, okay, let me get my sister to possibly nanny for you. So when you saying that you're giving me all this support, I literally gave you my sister.
You need to publicly apologize to Jackie. The scale is unbalanced. What you did to my sister, we're not even talking about how you defamed my character, bitch. Okay? I'm cool with that. I just had a gig this week. That ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing with that. Because Tita's always going to get work, bitch. That has never, let me get some visuals. That has never been a problem or an issue. Never been an issue. Because one thing's for two and two things for certain. One thing's for sure and two things for certain. It's always, people are always going to need daycare. Somebody always going to need a babysitter. Somebody always going to need their house clean. Somebody always going to need a nanny. Huh? That, I don't even worry about that. Huh? Huh? See, right now I'm just chilling. I ain't really even, because of that situation that happened, I'm just chilling.
We wish that this didn't have to be played out on television because we do argue and we do fight and we probably said worse things to each other.
So I didn't have anything in me to give to anybody.
So if you're trying to, why am I holding my back like Aretha? Like somebody about to snatch it. But if you're wondering what's going on in this scene, I guess Mia is saying that she was going through something in her life that was making her act sour towards Jacqueline, which is no fucking excuse, which I know she's trying to apologize for now.
At least have enough respect to say, Jacqueline, I'm going through, I'm sorry.
Okay, one more thing, because I noticed Mia said that she didn't have anything to give to Miss Jacqueline, which I understand. We have our capacity of what we can tolerate and, like I just said, give to certain people regarding our energy. But I feel like, girl, wasn't this your good girlfriend, your best friend, somebody you had menage a trois with, somebody who was watching your kids, or you were watching her kids, something of the sort. Y'all were good friends, so I don't know why you couldn't share whatever you were going on or had going on in your life with Miss Jacqueline, your good girlfriend. She can eat your nanny, but you can't tell her what's going on. I know there's probably no correlation to that, but I'm just confused on how y'all can fuck on each other and get naked and have threesomes. And I'm not saying there's, again, any correlation, but I'm just confused on, you can open your legs and be open with her, but you can't open up your heart and share what's going on. Okay.
You didn't do that. And then you continue to do things behind my back where it was just evil.
But you gotta understand,
it was very evil.
I didn't initiate I was responding. I'm not okay with is her thinking that she can take jabs at me and I can't reciprocate. That's where I draw the line.
I love crabs. These ones are just a little different than what I normally eat because
What do you like
crawfish. They're like the long ones and like the long and thick ones.
Loser! Get Lecker out my face. I know I said I was gonna give her a chance, but girl, why the fuck do you have this sachet or sash, whatever the fuck it's called, on in this crown on? Hold on with your dumb ass. I want to match your dumb ass. I don't mean to call her out of her name, but I'm just like, why are you wearing... Girl, did you think Karen was coming here and you showed up in this Grand Dame sachet and crown thinking you were going to gag somebody? You look a fucking fool. You can also be the Grand Dame of deviled eggs too, because you're making my stomach hurt. You and Sharice are the Grand Dame of deviled fucking eggs. Period. Let me go ahead and fix my sour ass mouth. I know Miss Neckadam, as she wants to be called, Grand Dame in this bitch. I know that she is not a dumbass and she's a lawyer, so she's very educated in this bitch. So yes, shout out to you, and you were very beautiful in this hoe. But the instance of you being on this reality show, wearing this crown, in this sash, I know it's not sachet, I googled, yes, so y'all don't have to eat me up. But you coming into this event with this on, like, what are we doing here? Maybe it was explained, but I missed it, but it's giving corny.
Did you imagine a 65-year-old man who's married to a young tenderoni like me? And
Yeah, Gordon's like 72.
No, he's...
Why are you saying 65?
I don't know.
Hold on. Is the young tenderoni in the room with us right now? Because I don't see her. I'm not trying to play you, but you know young tenderoni. And then how you don't know your own husband's age, but the person participating in the menage a trois eating your nani knows your husband's age. Maybe they need to... Okay.
I don't know. He's old. So anyways, fast forward, Jacqueline. So I have been going to therapy. And I'm just like, I've lived my whole childhood, which I had no control over, was combative. I'm not living in a combative life. And, you know, you have been a main concern in some of my therapy sessions. And, you know, it's unfortunate, Jacqueline, but I still have work to do when it comes to you.
I think I know what it is.
You do?
I do. I think it's the situation that happened when we were kids.
I just needed a second.
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't know that something happened to you.
Yeah, it's something that I battle with a lot.
I almost didn't know. Really? Yeah.
This whole what we're doing is triggering, and it's my coping mechanism to get the out when shit's uncomfortable.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And unfortunately, that day I couldn't get out. Oh. You know, and it's just like, Mia, why didn't you just leave? Why didn't you just quit? Like, just why did you put yourself in that situation? Like, why? And you know what's up is that I know this is why I take shit out on Jacqueline, because she left me there.
Trigger warning alert. Trigger warning alert. Yes, okay. I'm not trying to be funny, but actually, we're about to talk about something serious. So if you are sensitive around the topic of sexual assault, please fast forward now, or not fast forward or log out. I just want to give you this warning that, again, we're going to be talking about something serious. So I'm not sure if Mia necessarily is saying that she got sexually assaulted when she was younger, but that's what I'm assuming she's saying by her story. I don't want to assume I'm wrong, but if she did, I'm not saying if, like I don't believe her, but I'm just trying to make sense of her story. But what I'm trying to say is I applaud her for sharing whatever happened on national television, as I know that's hard to tell anybody, period, when you get sexually assaulted, as I've been through it too, so I get it. So it's, like I said, hard to tell one person, period. So to tell the world, that can really help somebody else heal and see that they are not going through things alone and yada, yada, yada. I don't mean to be corny and stuff like that, but I'm just trying to say that, again, Mia, I really do applaud you for sharing your story. And while I'm on this topic, I was kind of having this discussion with somebody close to me about sexual assault, and it kind of made me look at them kind of funny as they were trying to blame the victim. And I never blame the victim. I don't care if, like, yes, we should know better sometimes, but also people should control themselves. The person that I was talking to was saying, like, well, if you're getting a call from a man at such and such time of the night, you should know what it is. Yes, you should know what it is, but also people should be able to control themselves. Like, what the fuck? I shouldn't just be walking down the street and get sexually assaulted, which has happened to me before. Just because I come over at a certain late night hour doesn't mean that gives you the right to sexually assault. What the fuck? So no, I'm not victim shaming in this bitch. And I just wanted to share, I don't know why the older generation tends to do that. Maybe not everybody, but maybe people in my life that I know are older tend to victim shame in this bitch, and I'm not here for that.
In it? You've hurt me. I've given you a lot of passes because of that, because I hold a lot of guilt about
And
that.
I wonder, like, am I always, like, doing these things to you because there's something inside of me that's just really angry? And I think what I'm really angry about is that we all decided to keep it a secret.
Okay, so this is not me poking holes in Mia's story or not even a story, but what happened to her, as again, I believe her. And again, I applaud her for sharing her story and what happened to her, because like I said, sharing with one person is hard enough, but sharing with the world I can only imagine. So again, I applaud you. I'm just confused on the part with Jacqueline. Like, was she there and knew about it and didn't say anything? Was this somebody related to Jacqueline? And then you guys are saying you kept it a secret. Like, I'm just confused on why you're upset with Jacqueline, especially when you guys have had menage a trois and so on since then and have been friends since that incident. And I know sexual assault has no, like, timestamp on you to get over it. Like, you could be 60 and still be dealing with something that happened many years ago. I get that. But I'm just confused on the anger towards Jacqueline. Like, I don't... Can somebody explain it to me?
Because we were afraid to
I didn't keep it a secret. I didn't know what happened until they told me it happened.
Okay, not even explain the situation. I just mean, like... Okay, I understand why Mia would be upset with Jacqueline. If Jacqueline knew about the situation and didn't say anything, or if this person was close to Jacqueline, I don't know, and she didn't cut the person off, or they didn't go tell anybody to get help, I guess I would feel some type of resentment. But I'm just trying to figure out which of those instances it is, because I feel like I'm trying to read between lines I don't understand. So if somebody in the comments can, again, explain it to me, that would be very much nice, because I'm confused.
I would never keep that a secret on my father's grave.
That's helpful.
I feel like the emotional aspect and how you blow up is something that you need to work on.
Okay, hug it out.
I don't know if I'm ready yet.
Oh, coochie coochie coo, y'all done made up. I'm here for it on a real note, as y'all did seem like genuine friends, so to see y'all fall out was just really shocking, and the way y'all did was just, oh so much. Menage a trois turned sour. The sister was getting involved, too. Not in the menage a trois, but just in watching somebody's kids. She was the nanny, then the nanny situation went sour, then the eating upon Mia's nodding went sour with Jacqueline, so... It's a lot going on, but I'm happy y'all found y'all's way back to each other.
When everybody came in, Candace and Robin, y'all kind of didn't say anything to each other.
Oh, I'm on my knees again. In prayer, in meditation, whatever you believe in, because didn't I ask for Charisse to get out of my fucking face? And also, can we stop trying to make Miss fucking, what's her name? Candace and oh, I'm praying right now. I need to stop cussing. Okay, sorry, Lord. Can we please stop trying to make the fucking... I did it again. Can we stop making the stud and Candace trying to be friends? Like, what are we trying to force this friendship for? They don't want to be friends. They're not friends, okay? It's over. Robin don't see it for Miss Candiana. Candiana is still trying with Robiana, but Robiana does not see it for Candiana, clearly. So let's stop. Miss Deviled Egg, you are wasting breath. Y'all could be eating nice crab. You are spewing your sour-ass breath all over that crab, trying to make Stud and Candace be friends. Hush!
Hoping that when you went, there was a break.
You
shared our private text messages.
So he was a mutual supporter of Candace and I, and he was really hurt to see our friendship go to pits. So he'd been in communication with Chris Bassett.
Just shut up, stud. I'm gonna end this here. Well, not the recap, but I just mean Rabiana talking as I'm gonna explain my fucking self. So basically, like Rabiana was starting to say is both of these bitches were talking to bloggers. So I don't know why they are so upset. Y'all both were talking to bloggers. Y'all both fell out with each other. Y'all both talk shit about each other in interviews. Candiana is mad that Rabiana shared texts that were between them. Why the fuck are you shocked by any sour behavior of Miss Rabiana? She shows you who she's best friends with, who creates all types of mess. Even the mess with your husband last season. Which is why you're upset with Miss Rabiana. So why the fuck do you expect any more? Okay, girl. Again, I'm not trying to victim shame, but I'm just saying, as you know, I just went off about victim shaming in this bitch. But girl, you should get it together.
It was just to explain why Candace claims she went to Twitter instead of just talking to me.
And hold on, because y'all know I'm not no goddamn Team Rabiana in this bitch ever, okay? But I'm just saying, like, y'all, Candace, this is not a... I guess, yes, you should be mad at her for sharing private texts, but it's really not that deep. One, y'all are not friends. You should not really expect any less from fucking Rabiana, as I just said. I don't know what to tell you besides that. Give this up. And I see that, like I said earlier, Candace really is trying to be friends with Miss Rabiana. And as I said earlier, too, Rabiana does not see it for Candace. So, can we stop? Y'all tried 3 times this season to try to bring them together. It's clear one of the two does not want to make that happen. So, let's move on.
So why else, Robin, would you share our private messages?
Explain why we're no longer
with
friends.
a blog
Explain
and a podcaster.
why we are no longer friends.
And then also, you know, this is a show, it's an ensemble cast, right, about a group of dynamic women living our lives. Yeah. We are essentially, it's our job to comment on each other's lives.
Of course, yeah.
It is
It
what
wouldn't be
we
a show
all
without
do.
it. Yeah.
Yes, we all talk about each other.
Exactly, Candiana. Y'all all be doing the same things to each other. Y'all all be doing the same things to each other. Okay? Y'all be hypocrites low-key in this bitch because like I just said in my little song, y'all all do the same things to each other. Y'all all be talking about each other in interviews. Y'all all be eating each other up on Twitter. Y'all all be sitting on spaces, on private accounts, eating each other up on Twitter, starting mess with fans. Shout out to you, Caroline, Real Housewives of Dubai.
Wait, they call us your they call us your mouthpiece.
Huh?
Yeah, they call us your
as if
mouthpiece.
my mouth is. Hey Anna, as if my mouth ain't big enough. I need a mouthpiece. As if this mouth ain't big enough that be yapping and trapping. I said that me and you were the ones who had the disagreement, but I don't know who sent the video to Robin. I said that me and you were the ones who had the disagreement, but I don't know who sent the video to Robin. Robin never said. Robin doesn't know either. We don't know who it was.
Period. You know I got receipts for my tea. You know I got receipts for my tea in this bitch. Okay, so if you're wondering what's going on and what correlation that screenshot in audio has to do with Miss Candiana and Rabiana, well, I think it has a lot to do just to prove my point that these housewives are all really messy as fuck. So I'm about to tell you a story that I maybe have told before, but you just saw receipts. So now I just have to add context to it in this bitch. So basically, I would take part in spaces on Twitter with these people that I became online friends with. Now, notice I said online friends, not real life, okay? And Caroline would often host these spaces. Now, she apparently got caught up talking about Rabiana in one of these spaces, and it somehow got sent to Miss Rabiana. Now, okay, let me finish the story. Then this housewife was confronted at BravoCon by Miss Rabiana, right? So a few months later, I guess, while we have these friend spaces, as I just said, because we do it often, the housewife comes into the space and says she knows who recorded her and somebody went to Rabiana and just spilled all the beans. Now, mind you, was somebody wrong for recording Caroline? Hell yeah. And being messy? Hell yeah. But you're a public figure, so you should kind of know better. So if you don't mean to say something, you probably shouldn't say it. So it's just like she got caught up starting mess with fans. She said she didn't know who showed Rabiana the screenshots or recorded her.
I said that me and you were the ones who had the disagreement, but I don't know who sent the video to Robin. Robin never said. Robin doesn't know either. We don't know who it was.
And she tried to make it seem like it was somebody in the group to make everybody start turning on each other. Then all of a sudden, when I asked her, girl, this is getting messy. Like, I thought you said that Robin showed you who recorded her or showed you who sent it to her. But now you're saying you don't know who it is. So everybody in this group message or group chat or spaces can turn on each other and try to guess who is the leak and who is the mole.
I said that me and you were the ones who had the disagreement, but I don't know who sent the video to Robin.
I'm not sure if you guys are following, but all of that was just unnecessary and messy and based upon things she said on Spaces. So, back to my point of Candiana and Rabiana. This is not the sisterhood of the traveling poochies, as I always say in this bitch. Y'all all do the same things as I just said 20 times in this hoe to each other and then get mad at each other for doing the same things y'all do to each other. It makes no sense to me.
I see you. You are not better than anyone. You are
because
not.
I privately
And
have
that's it.
conversations.
That's all I'm saying.
Real
That's all.
friendship that happen. And you're lame.
You share topics with
Oh Lord, I come to you on my hands and knees again to wonder why the fuck Sorry, Lord. I come to you on my hands and knees starting over to wonder why. Start my prayer over, that is. To wonder why Miss Charisse is still in my fucking face. And then you're telling these bitches to stop when you got them started up. They weren't talking to each other. And then you got upset because they weren't talking to each other. So you want them to talk to each other. And now they are talking to each other. Now you want them to stop and you're banging on the table screaming. You see, that's why I put that sound effect over you, because I'm sick of you.
I think she's drunk.
I thought we were having a good time.
I'm just saying. I think she's drunk.
No, bitch, she ain't drunk. What it is she's wanting... Oh, why am I doing all that? She wants a motherfucking moment is what the fuck is happening. Excuse my sour ass mouth, but I hate when bitches play dumb purposely because you... Hold on. Charisse wouldn't be in my face if it weren't for you and Miss Rabiana trying to put her in my face along with the producers. I want Charisse out my fucking face. This is me mushing whoever is putting her in my face. So... yeah, she's not giving drunk to me. She's just giving, I want a moment. So let me just bang on this table for a moment. You are not Carly Red, and nobody's going to be K Michelle with your ass. You can shake the table all you want, bitch. Nobody gives a fuck, and this is not going to make you iconic. Now you guys know how I feel about deviled eggs.
We don't have to force anything.
I'm
tonight.
I think that for Robin and I, it's a matter of needing to hear each other and wanting to fix it.
Right.
You know, I'm not sure at this point if Robin even wants to fix it. And if that's the case, then that's her decision. It's unfortunate, though, that, you know, given everything that has been done to Robin by others in this group, that she would choose this hill to die on is unfortunate.
Do you think that she's taking out all of the frustrations that she's feeling from the other women out on you?
Maybe. For some reason, I don't understand why that would be, but for some reason, yes. It is starting to feel that way. Because as I said, the line is always moving.
Right, yes.
You're so angry with me for tweeting my feelings about your clown behavior, if you ask me.
Sure.
And everyone else has also had opinions. Your best friend has shaded you in confessionals and had things to say about your husband that are unsavory and mean-spirited. But me speaking on your clown behavior is somehow unforgivable.
Sure.
It feels like a concerted effort to try and push me somewhere into a corner.
Or like a double standard as well.
Yeah, that as well. So
Yeah.
it's weird. It's
weird.
very strange to me. Yeah.
Is that the relationship that upsets you the most that's dissolved? Because I think at one point you said that you felt like she was a sister to you at one point. Yeah.
Definitely. That's I that was not on my bingo card.
No.
At all.
No.
So yeah, it's just it's like the Twilight Zone a little bit because Robin has always in my mind been the most level-headed and the most sane of the group, and that's kind of why I gravitated toward her. But she's painting this narrative that exists in her head, and I can apologize where I have hurt her, but I can't accept that what I've done is unforgivable when we as an audience have watched truly unforgivable things happen and you have gotten over them.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Candace, but fuck all that, okay? Like I said, y'all are not really friends like that, but let me just get to my point as I've been saying this whole motherfucking episode. I'm sorry, I've been cussing so much, but please, enough with Charisse. I know y'all think I'm playing, but I'm being dead serious when I say she upsets my stomach, so I don't know why y'all keep trying to force her upon me. I know it's not me and I'm not the victim and I'm not the only person having to see Miss Charisse, but it seems to me she's the only one upsetting my stomach. So please, I'm begging. I don't want to have to get on my hands and knees anymore. Unless for a check. I'm playing. I'm playing. I ain't Mia. But now we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 3 in this bitch. Let's get into it.
You send me a message and it was, let's not mention anything here.
Nervous about today? You know, there's stuff with Kyle and I. You obviously saw in the press the things where she said, you know, I exaggerated our friendship.
We've only gone on one trip together as a couple that I can recall. Mel and PK Dre and me. It's not like, you know, my friends, like, you know, we'll go to the gym, we work out together, we hike together. She doesn't do that kind of stuff. So it was just.
Sends me a text yesterday, basically trying to silence me.
Get her, get her, get her. Get her, get her, get her, get her. Get her, get her, get her, get her, get her.
You such a sweetheart.
And let's stick together. And the things, I mean, it's out there now, so, you know, you can see it. It just felt like an even bigger slap in the face. And I just thought to myself, I'm not a doormat. Yes, I have a kind heart, but I really care about you. And I really believe that we're friends. This is not the way you treat a friend. There was obviously no way I was going to go into the reunion and not address the issues that we're having in our friendship and what the hell was going on. Well, the upsetting thing is, listen, I discussed it with Erica in the trailer before the reunion. And someone leaked the text message. It was not me. I can tell you that right here, right now.
Who was it? What does it rhyme with?
I have absolutely no idea, but I shouldn't say I have no idea. I don't know who did, but I have an idea. Listen, it's going to be the powers that be because they're the ones that had the text message.
Either way, tonight is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 3. And I just want you to know, I heard the Smith sisters saying that they had seen Mauricio's Netflix promo where he is talking about the agency and how it started and his feud with Rick Hilton. And I would like to say that we address this tonight. We get Kathy and Kyle's side of the story tonight on the Beverly Hills reunion. There are a lot of people who are saying, I'm seeing online a lot of people saying that I or Bravo should be pissed about Mauricio revealing stuff on Netflix.
I can't believe I'm sitting here, first of all.
I am so happy that you are. You know, I remember when you joined Hilton and Highland and we were still there.
I was a young boy.
Then I left. I don't know if you know that story.
Was your goal to be brought in as a partner there, and that just didn't work out?
That's exactly what happened. So, you know, I think I got kind of fucked by Hilton and Highland. And when I say fucked, you know, like today I'm happy. But there was 100 agents at Hilton and Highland. They did $1 billion for the first time a year. I was 19.6% of their production. And I went to Rick and I said, I really like equity, right? And to be a partner. He went back, he talked to Jeff, he got back to me. And basically I was told no. Then I went home, I talked to Kyle. I go, this is really going to cause a lot of stress between you and your sister and your family. And I don't want to do this move of leaving and starting a company if you're not comfortable. She was 100% supportive. And then I remember they said to me, how did you not give us any warning or any issue? And I was like, warning?
But I would say a lot of what he's revealing is his story to tell. And and what Kyle is revealing on Beverly Hills is her side of the story.
That's right.
So people think, oh, Bravo should be furious. Why is he saying this on his show? Well, it's his show on Netflix. And
he doesn't have a diamond. Kyle has a diamond.
Exactly. And, I think that in the case of this Hilton and Highland stuff, I can't speak for Kyle on any level, but my gut is that there was probably so far she wanted to go on her show because she didn't want to further complicate an already complicated relationship with her sisters. So there you go. But I did take the opportunity tonight, as we were discussing what happened with Mauricio and Kyle's marriage, to also find out from Kathy and Kyle, from their perspective, what happened with the split between Mauricio and Rick Hilton. So you don't have to wait for the Netflix show to get their answer. You can see that tonight. Who do you think is most afraid of her in this group?
Excuse my sour ass mouth, but you asking the wrong questions. Or maybe he's not asking the wrong questions because he already knows the answer to them. But I have a question. Why the fuck is Kathy here? What is her purpose? Okay, hold on. My brain is working now. She's probably here to support her divorcing sister, or her sister who is going through a divorce. So I guess that's why she's here. But I don't, you couldn't tell. Okay, Bravo just love wasting checks. Waste one on me. Kathy's not giving y'all nothing to waste a check on, at least to me.
She's Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
And you don't want to run crossways with this one.
Right.
Okay, hold on, because I was about to ask myself, why the fuck are y'all so afraid of Kathy? What the fuck she got going on? Is she a mob boss? But then I realized she is kind of the grande dame of Beverly Hills, so maybe, I don't know what that entails. But I see she got bitches shaking now just by looking at them. What's going on in this hoe? Kathy, you a witch or hocus pocus? Because you shot that look towards Miss Sutton and she got to Harlem shaking like a motherfucker. Okay, let me excuse my sour ass mouth as I tried to do in my last interruption in this bitch, because y'all go and say, oh, this bitch ghetto, this bitch ghetto. Ain't no motherfucking ghetto in this bitch. I've never been raised in the motherfucking ghetto. Let's get that clear, bitch. I've been... Hold on. I can't even talk right now because y'all got me twisted. I've been raised in the suburbs, gone to one of the best schools in this bitch. So ain't no ghetto in this hoe. Ghetto is your mama. Okay, now let's get back into Witchcraft Kathy.
I love the holidays so much, and I felt like I didn't get to enjoy it enough. Is your tree still up? Or you still have your stuff up? I just took it down.
Oh, wow. What's going on here? And you can clearly see Kathy does not give a fuck about Miss Sutton over there in the corner, Harlem shaking in this bitch, because they're literally talking about Christmas trees. My legs all twisted up and shit. Yeah, so as Kathy and Erica are talking about Christmas trees, you see Sutton and the rest of the girls are trying to, the rest of the girls are trying to support Sutton Harlem shaking right now. And I'm not making fun of Sutton Harlem shaking. I'm just saying, all of a sudden Kathy look at you. I'm not sure if it was editing or what, but she look at you and then you start, whoa, I don't want that bitch to ever look at me. She got Medusa-like power. She just making bitches shake by looking at them. That's crazy. Oh my God.
What we can do is we can sit you down for now.
Uh-huh.
But I really think that you need to go get checked out somewhere.
Okay.
Do you want me to come?
Okay, I want to come.
Can I get something to eat?
Sutton Strack, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills 3-part reunion is wrapping up quite dramatically this week. What can you tease about what happened? Because I know you've cleared some stuff up on social media.
Yes, because I did have a medical issue that was serious, and I will say this. Let me just start with, Andy Cohen was so, dear to me. He called medic right away. And I ended up going to the emergency room with truly one of my best friends, Garcelle. She stayed with me at the emergency room the entire time, which I cannot thank her enough. It ended up that I was suffering from exhaustion, which sounds stupid, but it's a real thing, and dehydration. I was working a lot between New York and LA, back and forth, working on my new company, Sutton Brands, and then also had a severe case of bronchitis. And so I was really down for about 10 days. I had to I had to shut my life down, which is very difficult for me. And it took about 6 weeks for me to feel 100% again. You know, I think as a working mother, we want to be perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I want to stay on my job and I want to be there for my son. And I just burned the candle at both ends, and I seemingly failed.
Well, no, it's one of those moments where your body forces you to
shut down.
recalibrate, which I feel is probably needed, especially because you had a very dramatic season and year and everything on top of it, besides the family stuff. You had a lot of people coming at you hot, which isn't good for...
Oh, I'm used to it.
That's true. That's true. You're used to it.
Okay, hold on. I'm about to be a flip-flop asshole. I was saying earlier, why the fuck is Kathy here? And why is Bravo wasting checks on her? Okay. But now I'm kind of living for her if she got bitches shaking by looking at them. And also she did say the two people who had the most to say left. Now, as you see, Garcelle and Sutton left. And I'm not sure if... Well, we are sure of this because Kathy said to Kyle that she was about to get Sutton. So she thinks Sutton knew that, and Sutton started Harlem shaking so she could get out of it. Ooh, Kathy. You got bitches shaking in fear. No, I'm playing. But is that really tea? Is that why you left Sutton? It was all of a sudden. I guess you were like, I'm ready to wrap this up. Kathy's here. I don't really need to hear about Kathy's divorce. Or not Kathy. Hold on. Kyle's divorce anymore, which we're about to get into. So she said, my time is up. I mean, Harlem on shakeout. Okay. If she really did have a serious... Well, it's clear she had some type of episode going on because they said her blood pressure was raised and... I don't know what else they said, but Sutton is out of here. So now let's get into more Miss Kathyana and Kyle.
Two of you come back together, Kathy and Kyle.
And hold on. Before y'all say something in the comments about what's going on in my crotch, get up out of it. First of all, I'm playing. I do have my legs open. It's just comfortable for me to sit like this. But I don't have no fupa. This ain't no fupa. For some reason, these shorts... Well, I do got a bit... But I ain't got no fupa. So I don't know why my shorts is looking like this. I just had to feel the need to explain that. So you don't be like, what the fuck is going on in your pants? Yeah. Now let's get back into this.
What happened? Because we saw...
Oh, wait a minute. There's nothing wrong with a fupa. I'm just making it known that I don't have no fupa. Let's just make that known. Because I don't want y'all to be like, damn, this bitch little, but he got a fupa. What the fuck's happening? Ain't no fupa. But we live for the fupas. I just don't have no fupa. Okay.
Two of you come back together, Kathy and Kyle. I mean, what happened? Because we saw this season you were estranged. When you heard Lisa order Kendall Jenner tequila, did that piss you off?
Not at her. I was angry that Kyle, because I put it in my head, and you know what? I shouldn't put things in my head thinking and then get disappointed.
So there was a shower.
Kim's daughter.
Right.
Okay.
So there was a shower.
Okay.
And then it just sort of like
And
broke the ice.
it was beautiful. And then the next day, so silly.
Oh, the sissy bops them made up until they fall out again, okay? No, but on a real note, I'm happy that they have come to some type of reconciliation in this bitch. So that's nice, but I'm kind of bored. So we're going to move on to now the Mauricio and Kyle and what's that girl's name? Morgan situation of it all, okay?
You are separated, but still living under one roof.
I wanted to do everything possible to just save it. So, you know, your mom came and she talked to me and she said, I think I need space. She said to me, listen, the rules are that, you know, you go out, you date, You do whatever it is that you want to do. Like, I'm not going to be asking you what you're doing. I don't want you to be asking me what I'm doing. Like, we are separated.
I mean, I tried. I really did try. And so then when I couldn't, the kind of things that I had been, I want to say putting up with, but you know.
It was the perfect illusion. Nah, I'm sick of the illusions and shit in this bitch. What happened? I know you don't need to tell us everything. Okay, hold on. You are on a reality show, so you signed up to tell us and spill your life and share and everything. So tell me what's going on. I can't be reading between the lines. Did he cheat? Well, it's obvious he cheated. But it sounds like he did something crazy because I'm hearing rumors that he's bisexual too. What y'all got going on in that house? I'm here for it, okay?
This became more apparent to me, I guess. And I just couldn't, I guess I couldn't do that anymore. And I finally just had a breaking point, but I really thought it would come back, you know? I thought, okay, well, this is just a temporary.
Hold on. Yeah, I have a theory and it's probably unhinged, so don't take it seriously. Whatever. I said I had all this education earlier, now I can't talk. That's probably why y'all think I'm ghetto in this bitch. Don't let the sour tongue confuse y'all, okay? But I have a theory, like I was saying. What if Mauricio is bi and she didn't like him messing around with men? She could take the women, but the men, she said, "Oh no, this is where I draw the line, ho." Okay, I'm playing.
Yeah.
And
it didn't.
What is appropriate for husbands when it comes to communicating with other women on social media?
You're not supposed
Murder.
to be. I think Instagram is literally the worst thing for relationships. I hate it. I think it's terrible.
I've had like a fight with Mo over that. I hate that.
I wish I was the kind of person that could just laugh that type of thing off and be like, oh, look at you. But I don't. And not only does it feel disrespectful, but it also is like we're in the public eye and people can see who you follow and comment.
You know, you're really disrespecting your spouse in a public forum. And that's like even worse. That's even worse.
Mo certainly knows that his wife would not tolerate him engaging with younger, attractive women on social media. There might be another couple that the wife would not mind at all.
If Marcellus wanted to look at beautiful women on Instagram, we don't have rules per se, but I also don't have trust issues. My husband is the one who, when we first started dating, we would go places and he would be like, oh, honey, I slept with her before. So it's like, if you like somebody's picture and I know it's so-and-so that you used to date in 2003, why would I be upset about that? I already know that you used to date her. Me and Marcel's are different though. We have the horrible conversations. We have the worst conversations. Like, we talk about the worst stuff. Like, people always want it, like rainbows and butterflies and like, husband, tell me, like 8.5. Marcellus calls me 8.5 and you're like, how does that make you feel? I'm like, great, it's a badge of honor. Like, it's so funny because I asked so many of my girlfriends that. I'm like, what would you do if your husband said you were 8.5? Oh my God, I'd be so upset and I'd divorce him. I'm like, why? Like I'm not that woman. Like, I don't need, like, don't lie to me. Like, keep it real. That's why I trust my husband, because he always is real with me. He's not gonna call me a 10 because I'm not a 10, like, right? So why would I ever think he's lying? Because he tells me all the bad stuff, right?
I'm not talking about like if Mo's liking your photos on Instagram or says something, that's totally different. I'm talking about something that doesn't
make
really
much
unnecessary,
sense. Right?
And makes me want to grow a horn and a tail and kill people.
It happens. It happens. That's why I was so glad I was married to someone much older. Didn't even know what social media was. Didn't help much, but you know, there wasn't that.
Lucky.
Yeah, well, got over in a lot of other ways.
But also, you don't have to follow every single person and like all the photos. But yeah, no, I don't like that at all. I've come to realize that, you know, there's a big chance that we're not going to end up together.
What is the issue that the two of you can't let go of?
There were things that happened that made me lose my trust that I wasn't able to recover from.
How did you feel seeing photos of he and Emma holding hands?
Not feel good.
How did you take it, Dorit?
I didn't like it. When I saw it, it felt like me seeing PK holding another woman's hand.
Mo,
Yeah.
is that sausage?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's sausage. It's just chicken sausage if you ask for it.
I didn't ask for chicken sausage.
I'm all right. You? You made it home. I spoke to you last night. Dorit's dress is beautiful. Erica's dress is short.
Who wins?
My wife.
If we had to take the wives out of the who wins, who wins?
Your wife.
No, both wives are out.
Oh, so I have to pick anybody but your wife and my wife?
Okay, let me clarify some things, as I know I just played that clip of Dorit and Mauricio giving you sexual attention vibes in this hoe. I don't know that they cheated, and I'm not trying to allude to them cheating. It just tickles me like that all these moments were caught on camera, and it does give suspect vibes. More so, it gives me the vibes that y'all had like a foursome. You, PK, Kyle, and Dorit, yeah. Or maybe like PK was just watching. What do you call that? Like a cuck or something like that? Is that what y'all call it? I don't know, but he just gives me the vibes that he would watch Mauricio go to town on Kyle and Dorit. Now, I'm not trying to be vulgar, but again, something obviously... Y'all don't get sexual attention from Dorit and Mauricio? It's just me? Okay. And let me clarify another thing. There's nothing wrong with the ghetto, okay? Yes, for the hood babies in this bitch, but I am not a hood baby in this bitch. I just want to clarify that as y'all try to use it as shade, especially towards black people. I don't hear y'all calling Camille ghetto. I don't hear y'all calling Brandy ghetto. I don't mean to come for Camille because she's not ghetto. Brandy's a ghetto bitch. Y'all don't call her no ghetto. Why don't y'all call Brandy ghetto? White. Not white. Right. Y'all know what I mean.
Are there conversations about someone moving out?
Yes, there has been now.
Who would move out?
Bitch, I say, hold on, sorry. I say, in my opinion, I know I'm not going through the divorce, but I feel like the one who cheated, which is clear that Mauricio did something sour first, which is what has Kyle shaken up. He needs to get out of the house, out of the family home. I'm not leaving my family home as you cheated. Now, I may be licking upon a nanny or two. Not me. I don't lick upon no nanny. I'm just speaking as Kyle. Okay? Take that to note. I'm speaking as Kyle. I may be licking a nanny or two, but that's after the fact of you cheating. So I'm not leaving my family home. That's what Kyle needs to say. Yes.
Well, he would.
He would.
Yeah.
How are the kids handling this?
Andy. How the fuck do you think her kids are doing? She's getting a divorce, and it's being played out in the media on a reality show that you helped put on TV. I'm not blaming the reality show for the divorce. I'm just saying, why would you ask such a dumbass question? Duh, they not doing well, bitch, as Dorinda would say. These are some dumbass questions. Where the fuck is Mauricio? That's the question I have. Y'all normally at the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunions have them tired ass husbands there, lined up at the back of their wives, ready to speak more than their wives. Where the fuck is Mauricio? He can't answer these questions. He too busy answering them on Netflix, on his other show, and not on this show. What's going on? Get it together and get some better questions in this bitch. And where the fuck is I'm sorry for all this cussing, but where's Morgan? Let's dead all of this. I want all of these people here so I can see with my own eyes and get my own answers with my ears. The right questions that need to be asked, not these dumbass questions that you are asking right now.
My girls are so strong and supportive, but you know, it's painful for everybody.
What's wrong, Portia? Come here.
Okay, it's okay, it's okay.
Yeah. It's very painful, even though you go through things with people.
Oh, hush. Okay, where is Mauricio? As I just said in my last interruption, I don't want to hear you bitches speak and talk for him. Where is he? Bring him here. if we're gonna do it like this, when we have the Real Housewives of New Jersey, don't have them husbands there because those bitches be getting on my nerves. Don't have them there if we're not gonna have husbands here doing their jobs that they are supposed to be here for. Isn't he getting paid to be on the show? Y'all say husbands don't get paid to be on the show, but I doubt they don't get paid to be on the show. I mean, maybe he doesn't, and that's why he's spilling it on Netflix. But get your ass here. I'm sick of this.
I want to turn to the person that got everyone talking this season, and that's your friend Morgan Wade.
Ooh, what do we have here? You better live it up. 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 I know a Strappiana when I see one. Ooh, get the strap. You better live it up. Get the strap. You better live it up. Dyke that dyke. Dyke that dyke. You better live it up. I know a Strappiana when I see one. What do we have here? Dyke that dyke. Dyke that dyke. You better live it up. 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 Get the strap.
There's been a big response to the two of you. What's been her reaction to seeing herself on the show?
She's never seen the show.
Kyle, please. Miss 15 packs of Newports in this bitch. You know she saw this motherfucking show. Okay, maybe she didn't, but I'm not trying to play Morgan. Or is that her name? Yeah. I don't know her like that, but she just gives me the vibes of not maybe a opportunist, but she definitely is not enjoying all of what is coming, hanging out with you. I mean, clearly, y'all are still going on, even holding hands, rubbing each other's butts, and so on. Ha! What's going on? Or I know what's going on. Y'all dropping that kitty down low. Drop that kitty down low. Drop that kitty down low. So nobody has a problem with you guys dropping y'all kitties down low. Well, at least not me. As y'all know, I'm a part of the LGBT LMNOZ community in this bitch, okay? Work. But stop beating around the bush. It's like you guys are trying to play the audience for dumb in this bitch. I don't know why people are making up these rumors or where they're coming from. Clearly they're coming from you bitches, okay? Yes, two girls can be friends without them hunching upon each other, but it's clear you guys are trying to get some message out there that you guys are beating around the bush. So you might as well spill it so we can stop doing all of these games.
And she did not realize the attention it gets. It was a lot of scrutiny for her. She was not comfortable with.
Clearly, just don't overthink. You just I'm a little covered. Yeah. Can you imagine I show up at my house with a throat tattoo? Where am I going to put it? That's the other thing.
That's on you.
Did I tell you that Mo asked me how many I had, and he said he didn't know? Initially, I was drawn to Morgan by her music. Morgan's lyrics really spoke to me because she was just so raw and open and honest and just putting it all out there.
You say I'm too young for you. You're scared I'm too right for you.
And I admire that in someone, especially someone who has struggled with that myself. I appreciate that quality in someone.
Dory, what did you think?
Are they together? It looked like you guys were girlfriends.
Ha! Dorit, I bet you did think they was girlfriends. But you got some nerves because weren't you kissing upon Kyle's nanny when y'all were having that menage a trois with Mauricio and PK was what? I'm playing. That's not true. So don't get nothing started in this bitch. But I bet you are happy that all of this is going on so you can try to get a little thing going with Mauricio, huh? I'm playing. I'm going to stop saying that. I said I would stop doing that many recaps ago, but here I still am being messy. Look, Mauricio and Dorit don't have anything going on to my knowledge. They do not have anything going on to my knowledge. I do not want to get sued. I'm just making a joke. Hee, ha, ha. Okay.
Ooh, what do we have here?
Boy, you got it. Hit them dry lips while I ride it.
You better live it up. You better live it up. You better live it
While I
up.
ride it,
I know a Strappiano when I see one.
while I ride it,
You better live it
while I
up.
ride it, so excited, so exotic,
You better live it up.
so exotic,
You better live it up.
so exotic.
You better live it up.
While I ride it,
You better live it up. I know a Strappiano when I
so
see
exotic,
one. Ooh,
while I ride it.
what do we have here? You better live it up.
While I ride it.
But like, when did you decide to do the music video? Like when?
Why or when?
Like when? Like during? 'Cause
The music video was done actually right, like about, I want to say a month before that story broke about Momi.
Are you a couple?
No, it's not about our family. It's not about external family. It's not about another person on his side or my side.
Kyle, could you see yourself with Morgan?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know. This is the reunion. I need you to know something. And matter of fact, like I said earlier, where the fuck is Morgan? She had all that time to film and get tattoos and shit like that previously. She can't come to the reunion? Damn. You must not eat Nani good enough, because clearly, if you was, she would be right beside you, sticking by her boo, without Kathy being here, because we don't need her. I know I said I was living for her earlier, as I keep saying, like I'm flip-flopping back and forth between living for Kathy and not living for Kathy. But if I had a choice between Morgan and Kathy being there, I would choose Morgan. So, where's Morgan? And again, nobody has a problem with you eating Nani. It's just like, you keep putting things out there, as I said earlier, and then getting gagged when people have questions about what you are putting out there and presenting to the world yourself. So, yeah.
I don't know. By the way, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, maybe next year she'll be out here on the couch with us. Who knows?
You never know.
You never know.
I've never met Carmen like I always have loved. I thought you're so beautiful. Thank you. So nice to meet you.
I know. You're gorgeous. You're a Housewives fan.
I am. Are you kidding? I don't miss a show. I'm addicted.
You should be on.
Yes. I will scissor you. I will scissor you. I'm.
What is that?
Oh my God! People didn't know what
this season.
you need a haircut.
By the way, that was from those cards they asked us, you know. But
I like you have such good energy. You're so much fun. And then when you guys sleep in rooms, I'm like, I've been in her room because we'd just be having fun.
We'll give her a little trim.
we do have fun. Or you can sleep in Kathy's room, where she'll keep you up all night chewing chips.
Well, she'll love that.
I love that. I like your fan and your whole setup.
Exactly.
You have to get a beauty rest. Right?
See, this is fun. I saw when she came, I said, there's Carmen Electra.
This season on the show, we saw everything happen with you and Mauricio. How you doing, and how's he doing?
You know, we're doing okay. We're actually pretty good, considering we're very good friends. You know, we always were, even, you know, as a married couple. So we live in the same house, and we're a family. So it's really, we're doing good, considering.
It's a relatable story. Many people go through that in America.
I guess. I never thought we'd be in this situation. No. And, you know, to be getting along like this and having dinner and just like, but not together, you know. I don't know.
Also, we're getting ready for, was it the third week? The third reunion. How many are we going to get? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, but I feel like I've been following you through the years. What can we expect next week or this week?
This will be my hardest part of the reunion for me. It's the third and the last, and then I can finally exhale, breathe, hopefully, and put this season behind me.
You said something that really, I feel like, resonated with a lot of people. When you said, since the beginning, you know, you've had your daughter's like second birthday. You know, so many of us have seen so much of your life. So when people give you a hard time about not showing your life, you're like, wait, I have shown my life. How do you feel about future seasons and where you stand with continuing to do that?
Well, you know, people keep asking me, are you going to come back? Are you going to leave? And it's always something I decide, you know, last minute sort of, but I think this season particularly, because I've been so under the microscope, not just, you know, with the cast and the public eye, and it's been very challenging to, you know, navigate through that one. I'm just trying to figure out my life myself. So it'll just be a end of the moment, last minute decision is what I'm trying to say.
I will be seeing Mauricio and your daughters for Buying Beverly Hills, talking about the new show. What's it like having your kids in the business?
Well, it was really scary for me in the beginning, let me tell you. But I am grateful that my experience, does come in handy because I could advise them, and they would come to me and stressing out about stuff. So, but I'm proud of them. They're really smart girls. They're business women. They have a good head on their shoulders. So they're tough. They can take it.
Yeah. Let them know you said that. I'm gonna be like, I talked to Mom and this is what she said.
I love when they come home and be like, I didn't like that this happened. I told them, my mom said I'm not going to say anything I don't want to say. And I was like, oh, they probably really love me over there.
That was a very vulnerable, real moment about life. And anyone who's been in a long-term marriage, there are times where this point comes. What was it? What did happen? What caused this to happen?
Oh my gosh, that's a big question. I think there were certain things that were there, and then we had kind of been putting on the back burner for a long time. You're pregnant and you're breastfeeding, and then it was working and juggling the kids, and you kind of forget about it, and it, resurfaces again. And I think I kind of came to I would say a breaking point, honestly. And I'd gone through a lot. I lost my best friend, and I think that really does change you and makes you look at things differently.
I think that's important to underscore.
Yeah.
You had a friend who died.
Yeah, by suicide.
By suicide. And sometimes that does make you say, you reevaluate your whole life.
Yes.
Like, wait, what am I doing? Like, life is short. This just happened. So how did you reassess in that moment?
Well, I do think that had a big part of it, definitely. But just what, you're willing to accept and not accept. And it's hard because, like I said in this clip, it's not like there was one big thing. And, we do love each other very much and have a lot of respect for each other. So that makes it even harder to make a decision like that.
Yeah. And y'all have a lot of kids.
You have a big family.
You have a big family. You have 20 plus years of history, of shared
28
history.
years being married.
28, almost
Yes,
30.
yeah.
So what is happening today? What's the current status?
So the current status is we live under the same roof. It feels so funny to talk like this. It's like I feel like I'm in a therapist's office.
So that's what we try.
We live under the same roof in different rooms, and it's just sort of like we are fortunate enough. We have other homes, and he kind of come and go, and when we are all there, it's just sort of like if he's there for dinner, great, and it's just
so it's friendly.
Yeah, it's friendly.
Yeah.
It is.
Do you feel like there's
we would never fight?
I was going to say, we had your husband on when I think it was right in the beginning of this, and he was lovely. The way he spoke about you, the way you
he
speak
mainly
about,
talked about you the entire time.
Yeah, even though we knew that there was some turmoil there, so there's a mutual respect, which is probably the reason that you're both going to be okay.
I think so. I mean, it's really hard. It was really hard to shoot this season. Because when the cameras went up, we had not even shared this with our daughters. Ooh. And, I have a job to share my life and to be honest, and I've always have been. And he wasn't really ready to share that. So that was very challenging for me to, kind of balance that. And then I thought, this is pretty apparent. So I'm just going to have to just put this out there that things are not great right now.
Yeah. Wow. Is there a chance that you guys can make it through this?
I mean, I really don't know what my future holds right now, to be honest, which is the weirdest part of all of this is, I've always had so much stability my entire life. And to feel like, I don't really know where my future is, and next week.
Right. So, and watching this clip too, I mean, the fact that you have to live this publicly, especially as a mother, as a human who has, a open, beautiful heart, it must be hard.
It is very difficult because people, even people who mean well, they're like, what are you doing? Go home. Like, you don't live in our home. You don't know what's going on. You think I wanted to be in this position after being married all this, time? Yeah. I mean, my dream was to, be married forever and grow old with this person. I did not want to be in this position. Trust me. So, it is hard living it out in the public eye.
Well, I do think people weighing in and just blurting out their own opinions to you, does that get to you when people do things like that?
Well, it's also their fantasy, People say to me, you were my inspiration, and I get that I'm ruining their fantasy. I mean, I even had close friends, who are really, upset about it at first, and that I hadn't shared certain things with. So I understand that, and there's also so many sweet messages and people saying, I admire your strength, and you're inspiring to me. I'm like, this is not a message everyone go out and leave their husbands. Okay? But I do get a lot of that and so much support.
So season 13.
Wow.
Does it feel like you want to keep coming back?
It feels like season 300 right now. Do I want to keep going? I mean, this is a decision I make, every year after. This year more than ever, of course, I've thought, do I really want to do this? Especially, I don't know where my life's going to be.
Crystal was on a podcast and she had said, I made everybody wait at the reunion for 2 hours.
What do we think about the reunion looks last night? Obviously, I thought you looked very pretty.
Thank you.
I liked your dress. What did we think of Dorit's look?
Well, when she walked in, we were all like, okay, so this is what really pissed me off. We had to wait 2 hours for her to get ready.
No.
Yeah.
For that curl?
That took 2 hours?
For the curl. Yeah, we were like, so we were sitting in the, me and Sutton were outside, like, we were just waiting and waiting.
I mean, the hair is so simple. It's just pulled back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then there's like that little piece in the front.
Yeah.
And then there's like a hoodie.
Sutton texted me. She was so mad because we saw Dorit was like posting all these like TikTok videos of like getting ready. And we're like, that's what she's been like we got there at like 5:30 and then we didn't sit down. We didn't start till like 10 or something. We were so annoyed.
Well, I noticed, that you guys were all sitting on the stage and she was the last one to sit down.
Yeah.
And you could hear Andy. I mean, he's like, I'm so glad I got here at 8:30.
Yeah,
and
we were
she's
waiting.
not ready. And they're literally sewing it on her.
Yeah. So we didn't look, if she has like a wild wardrobe malfunction, I get that. But then we were watching all these videos of her like playing around in there. I was like, oh, it's like rude. Like, I'd rather sleep in or take my kids to school. I don't want to leave at 5. Yeah.
So realistically, everyone was everybody was ready.
Yeah, I mean, like, everyone's always delayed like 30 minutes, which is normal.
Okay.
Like, everyone's just like, wait 10 more minutes and whatever. But they didn't make us sit on the couch the whole time, but we were sitting in our dressing rooms, like, hold on. It was like.
So what time were you supposed to start shooting?
I think we were supposed to start at like 8:15 or something.
And naturally you're going to run 30 minutes late, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now it's 8:45, but that's fine. That's everyone's kind of like a 30-minute grace period.
Yeah.
When was Dorit ready?
It was like 10.
Bold-faced lie. And she knows it. I can't believe how proficient she is at lying. She knows full well that I had a wardrobe malfunction. And the brilliant wardrobe team had to sew me into the dress. Her saying that I made everybody wait 2 hours because I was doing TikToks is a lie. The TikToks that I did, and you can even see in the TikTok, it's dark, was after the reunion. The first part of the TikTok where I'm in my trailer in jeans was probably even before half of the cast even got to set.
Why do you think that was said?
Crystal is trying desperately to salvage another year. She's told me a lot of things. I'm never going to share what she shared in confidence, but it's very interesting seeing how she's behaving.
And that has been the end of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 3, which could have been 2 parts in this bitch, because why didn't you ask these questions last week? I know you want to build up some type of anticipation for more viewers to watch the reunion, but this part was not needed, as I thought Miss Morgan was going to bring her ass out on Mauricio. Y'all producers of the show are not doing y'all's job good enough, because where the fuck are they at? I didn't get no questions answered. I mean, I guess if I was trying to read between lines of what bitches were trying to say, when I say bitches, I mean Kyle. And then Kyle, I'm not trying to play you. I love you and all. But I'm just saying, like, you didn't really answer anything. So I'm a little confused. Again, where the fuck is Morgan? Where the fuck is Mauricio? Okay? And I want to say, make sure you guys watch The Real Housewives of Potomac tonight, as the girls are having a fashion show. And I think this is the episode where Ashley's friend and the new girl, Kiana, start to rumble. Yes, and this all happened, I think, at Jazelle and Ashley's fashion show. See, it's already a mess because why the fuck are those two having a fashion show? I'm not trying to play them, and I know I'm not a fashion king, but I'm just saying, like, Jazelle is known for her hideous looks, so to have a fashion line, which I saw a sneak peek of the line, and it's horrible, no shade. Candace called it Alibaba, and it is very much Alibaba, Shiba Shirai type of deal going on. So, what's going on with that? And here I am on my knees for prayer again. I know you guys are probably wondering, what is this dramatic bitch doing? Well, for my next topic, I want to talk about something. I guess that's what topic means. Well, yes, okay, so let's get into my prayer. Miss Aubrey O'Day, I hope you heal from whatever trauma you have gone through in the past with Diddy Bop. But it confuses me to why you would go on Baddies Caribbean on Zeus Network when Diddy is a silent partner in Zeus Network. And not to mention the owner, if you haven't seen my last video, or the video that's coming up soon, he has the same tendencies of Diddy. And you're going to work for the same... Girl, what's going on? First, these bitches get Nene, the doll, to host a Baddies reunion. What the fuck? And now they have Aubrey. Now, Nene, I could understand... Well, I can't understand her on Zeus, but I'm just saying, like, it really doesn't make sense for Miss Aubrey to be on Zeus Network again, especially if she has all these issues with Diddy, and then she goes to work for a network that he is a silent partner in. And there are photos out there with the owner, with Diddy, showing his love for Diddy. I'm just confused. I'm not trying to victim shame, because I know when you're a victim of things and trauma, you do kind of like chaotic stuff, but this is not cute.
I have watched the show. It's Jazelle. Jazelle's an imp. Jazelle's the devil. Jazelle is evil.
Ooh, Jazelle, you are winning this time. And I'm not trying to play you because you're a beautiful lady, but like you at your reunions have not looked the best, I feel like. And it's just my opinion. And I know I'm sitting up here looking like this, but girl, you have all this money. Well, I got kind of money too. Kind of money. I got money. But, like, she has money and access to, like, things I probably don't. So, like, girl, work. And you look like how you should look right now at this reunion. I'm proud of you, girl. Okay, one of the best reunion looks, if I didn't say that already. But, girl, 10 out of 10. But you are acting very much sour when you play the victim. Because you're too old for that. And this act is so annoying. And I'm not even a Candace fan. But, like, do you not remember what you did last season with her husband?
Wanted to talk to you really quickly. Yes. In light of Chris had DM'd Ashley and there was a situation in which Chris made me feel completely uncomfortable.
What I heard was very disturbing. A comfort zone that does not exist for you where Chris is concerned. And
Correct.
Chris thinks that you're more comfortable than you are.
Correct.
You mentioned that you all went into your dressing room, you and Chris.
Yeah.
And you were uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm in a hotel room with a married man, and it is his word against mine as to what's happening in this room.
Jazelle has a history, and there's a reputation there of her being fast in her past, and her being loose in her past. These are facts. I'm not making this up. So I see her flirting with Chris, and it's like, oh, po thing, just po thing. That's cute. It never.
You said po thing or poke thing?
Po. P-O apostrophe. Po. Po thing. It's just you can't ask for more from someone who can only give you less than half. Like I can't. It never bothered me. So he may be attracted. She's a beautiful woman. I'm attracted to Jazelle. She's a beautiful woman.
I'm attracted to Jazelle. Jazelle's gorgeous.
Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Listen, she's beautiful, but a shell is a shell, okay? And shells often have funky insides, and that's one.
No one talks about relationships except for the fact that Jazelle constantly attacks
our husbands. So when you attack our husband, we return serve by saying, how can you attack us when we have no one in your life to even attack? Why would you bring a lie on this platform if you know it's a lie?
Because you're breathing life into it by bringing it up on the show.
So that's why she is Jazelle Lax Bryant, because you can't attack somebody if you lack that thing that you're attacking in that other person.
Her point was specifically that you're putting something out there about her husband that's not true.
But just everybody, the Cookie Monster lady, and then you all of a sudden coming up to her, and Ashley coming up to her with a story, doesn't it seem like a plot? Maybe if it wasn't, we understand. But it just seems like one. So I would understand why Candace is having a hard time making up with Miss Jazelle and why she said all these things about Jazelle. I mean, come on. And you're still talking about her husband, but we'll get into that in a minute.
No different than her going on her podcast and talking about me.
We talked about Candace and her husband one time because it
One
was
too
on
many.
the blog.
Husband sending pictures of their private
Penises,
part.
yes.
Why do they entertain these thirsty women?
Some of these guys are miserable.
Yeah, so y'all all do the same things to each other, but I don't know why y'all are all so upset. I mean, I guess Candace is proving the point, like, you're upset with my tweets, but you go on your podcast and you talk about me, which Jazelle did. Talk about the incident of, not Juan, oops, it should be Juan, because, like, what's going on with y'all? I guess we'll never know because you might be fired. Hopefully so. Yes, Miss Rabiana. Tapiana is out the way.
Rabiana, Tapiana, Strapiana, Daikiana. Rabiana.
As we talked about last week. But, focus, Caitlin. I mean, ooh, not my government name. Ha! Okay, I got it together. I don't know why Jazelle and Miss Rabiana in particular would be talking about anybody cheating because... okay, maybe it's a lick back, but girl, your man actually cheated. This girl who came out and made these claims, which we'll get into later, said that she lied. So, and then she tried to say you guys put her up to it. So, do you believe her now? What's going on? So, you guys sound like stupid as fuck, but none of my business. I just wanted to say you guys do all the same things to each other. So, I don't know why you guys are upset in this moment. I guess Candace isn't, but Miss Jazelle is, even though, I don't know. And then Miss Jazelle saying that she got death threats. Well, as a public figure, I'm sure they have all gotten them. So let's stop playing the victim. I'm not saying it's right, but girl, stop it. Candace is the reason why you're getting them. Maybe, so, okay, I'm not going to lie. Candiana fans sometimes on Twitter, some Housewife fan bases act a little bit unhinged. That's not on the Housewives. It's not like she was liking tweets saying, kill Jazelle. I mean, come on now. But Jazelle, you getting death threats, I don't think you can put that directly on Candace.
And joking and adding sauce to a lie, to a rumor.
Husband sending pictures of their private
Penises,
part.
yes.
Why do they entertain these thirsty women?
Some of these guys are miserable.
So the screenshots are Photoshop?
Rabiana, I really want you to win, but you just be hush up.
Bitch, shut up. Bitch, shut up. Bitch, shut up. Yeah. Bitch, shut up. Bitch, shut up.
Why? Okay. Again, like I said earlier, maybe you want your lick back because everybody was jumping on you about Juan, but you weren't honest about the situation. This is not a real incident. The girl who was making these claims came out and said it was a lie. And like I said, again, she said that you even put her up to it, you and Jazelle. So I'm confused on now where we are here and you bringing this up. Because I feel like it came out at this point that it was a lie. Actually, even Andy said it.
Juliana from Virginia Beach said, Chris, this year a woman came out online and claimed she had an affair with you and even had an abortion for you. Then a few weeks later said she made the whole thing up.
So why are you even repeating a lie at this reunion? Focus on why your man is not at the reunion. What the fuck is up with that? Where is he? He couldn't come? Huh? Are you serious? Rabiana.
What happened there? What was that? Had you ever met the person?
No, I've never met this person. So the screenshots.
And so it seemed, you know, when you look at it, right, the messages and everything, it looks like it could be real. But I'm going to be honest with you. After I spoke with her and she sent me the alleged tape or screenshot from a tape that her and Chris got, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And you know what? The more I think about it, she sounds as if she been talking to these two. Play that video, that audio one more time. Where is that, Jamie?
You know, I know people are probably going to try to say, "Oh, we need more proof. We need more proof." I've seen enough to kind of know that something was done that wasn't supposed to happen.
Right.
Something was done that wasn't supposed to happen. Right. Be careful how you respond or react to other people's drama. Yep. Because your ass might be caught up in some similar shit.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to state for the record that I do not think that Chris Bassett slept with that woman. At all. I don't think he touched her. I don't think he knows her. I think she is just a regular fan of the show, and I can't prove it. But I think them two lonely assholes that we just listened to set them up. Because, you know, there is a war going on.
And then they sit together to talk for free about lies about you and your husband, where the woman came out to say, I lied for attention, which you and Chris were kind of just said like that from the start. Let's not feed this is a lie.
I'm not feeding it to them. Yeah.
They wasted no time having their
meal. Just eating it up, sopping it up with a biscuit, which was also hurtful coming from Robin, that she seemed to really take pleasure in these rumors when we were all just gasping at the Canadian woman who, you know, talking about it feels like the Twilight Zone, because to me it's black and white. And for her, I don't know what's going on in her mind.
Well, I'm not going to be answering any questions from her friend. He's a blogger. You shared proprietary information with him.
Really?
About me.
So he was a mutual supporter of Candace and I, and he was really hurt to see our friendship go to pits. So he'd been in communication with Chris Bassett, who told him, you know, Candace that I left her on red, pretty much. And I was like, okay, this is what he's talking about. It was just to explain why Candace claims she went to Twitter instead of just talking to me.
This was the moment where she ambushed you and said that Juan yelled at you.
Okay.
And you put the video of Juan and Jazelle talking in this group chat with two bloggers that I know of. Oh. And you said, I'm thinking about posting this on Sunday. Does this look like someone who is mad and upset? That really pissed me off. So you're pissed at your best friend, and you're talking about it in a group chat to bloggers.
Okay.
Giselle, are you mad?
Well, no. Oh, okay. Not at all.
Candace, girl, you not doing nothing with this poster board. You know, I'm rooting for you. I want you to win. Yes. I know you want yourself to win, but like also the poster board, y'all need to stop, because the only thing that was iconic about somebody bringing receipts to a reunion, in my opinion, was Monique. And I'm not a Monique stan, but I'm just thinking to myself, y'all are kind of like her daughters, like copying and pasting her moves, but not executing really well. Because what is this for? Y'all all do the same things. Y'all are all messy with fans. Y'all be in spaces. Y'all be in messages, DMs, group chats. All of y'all do the same things. What are we upset about? Stop being hypocrites in this bitch. I'm not even a Rabiana fan, as y'all know, but like, y'all are being a hypocrite in this moment a little bit. When I say y'all, I mean Candace with this poster board. Like, who cares? And obviously, Jazelle and Miss Rabiana don't care. I know maybe it was trying to prove a point of, like, she was going to turn on Jazelle, whatever. Girl, they still besties. They still top and bottom.
We are in the here and now.
Yep.
What do you need from Robin to move forward? And I want to ask you the same question.
I don't have any tissue.
I do.
Oh, not tears.
I'm working on a line of triangles so that you can have them pre-folded and just pull them out.
Stop it.
And cry. So
Okay.
the point is, yeah, you just want to have a sharp point. So that is your triangle. So you stick this part right here, you stick it right in your eye.
But hang on. Okay, so I've got this.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna do this.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh my gosh, we need to make this a package deal.
Let's do it. Yes.
I'm gonna do a Sutton soother to go with your triangle.
Yes.
We're gonna be
This is the
millionaires.
thing.
Excuse me, I have to fold a triangle. My nose is running. Just give me.
Okay, we get to watch a triangle happen. This is a.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It is not just for the duct. It is also for the nose. Just
Oh, look at that! Wow.
right in. It's good for any small orifice. Okay.
Okay. Good to know.
Tears.
I do.
Come on.
Okay, I hope this video is not coming off like I'm a Candace hater, because if you watch my previous recaps, y'all know I was kind of on her side most of the season. I still am. But Jazelle laughing is kind of making me laugh, and I don't know why. I'm not laughing in this moment because I already watched it, obviously. But when I watched it, I laughed as well. And Candiana crying, girl, you need to stop. I shouldn't say you need to stop because I'm an emotional person too, but I'm a Scorpio. Not that it... Okay, I'm not going to put it on signs because I was just saying that to somebody when somebody was telling me that a lot of sick bitches are Scorpios. And I had to clarify, don't put it on the sign. So I shouldn't be putting it on the sign too. But I feel you on the emotional crying at any moment, Candiana, okay? But Jazelle laughing in her face is kind of funny.
Tears.
Okay,
tears,
come on.
tears. Them fake tears be coming.
Okay.
You don't need to be a mean girl. Stop.
Okay.
I mean, and I want to say,
Hold on. I just want to hear from her, and then I want to hear from you. I'm trying to.
Okay. Tears.
That was kind of mean.
It was kind of mean,
girl.
She's a
good look,
babe. Stop. Okay.
I would like, all I need from my friends is acknowledgement. I just needed her to acknowledge that there was a difference. Because it hurt not just me, it hurt Chris. Because Chris also considered Robin a friend.
After the no. When did we wrap filming? We wrapped in July. I went on tour in October.
Yeah. She was the only one who came to your show.
No, I didn't like officially invite anyone because you see that I'm going on tour. You see where I'm going to be. If you're a friend of mine, come. And a lot of my real home, my homegirls, my best friends from home, and I'm in Atlanta right now, but my best friends from home where I grew up in Georgia, they showed, I didn't invite them, they showed up. My favorite honors English professor from high school showed up. My people showed up, and I didn't invite anyone. I didn't invite Robin, but she showed up. And I was pleasantly surprised to see her. I was happy to see her, but I was also surprised to see her. And she was like, "Why are you surprised?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just don't understand. I'm shocked that you would come, but I'm happy that you're here." And now it's like, after all of this bullshit with her literally backpedaling and pussy popping her way to her friend, why would you come to my show? Why would you leave your house? Robin does not leave her house for anybody. Robin lives in West Bumblefuck. She left West Bumblefuck and came to Northeast Washington, D.C. to come to my show. Why?
Yeah, the thing about it just makes you question
every motive.
Everything.
Every motive
and what
is now up for questioning. Everything.
Like when you put your whole life out there and you're trying to be open and real and authentic, and again, this wasn't on camera, so it seems genuine and real. But then you hear things afterwards, and it's like, what the fuck do you believe in? And you want to believe
setting yourself up? Were you just doing some back leg work so that you could save yourself later? That's where my head is. And how awful. And it sucks. How awful.
It sucks to think that way because we want to believe everybody for what they do and what they give us to your face. And it just it's hard, and it really sucks that you have to question someone's motive, someone who you think is your friend, and you want to be your friend because you think you've had this relationship that you've been building
for years
over the last several years, and now you have to question it because of a few comments and some stuff that didn't air that probably should have.
And what would you need from her?
Honestly, I don't want anything from her as far as an apology. Clearly, she thinks that I plotted on her husband. I would advise, if you really feel that way, to not be my friend.
Clearly, Candace and Robin will not be friends, and that's A-okay because I feel like, well, A-okay, I'm not them, but I feel like it should be okay because they have done so much to each other. Maybe not so much. Yes, they have done so much to each other. I mean, Candace going off about Robbiana not sharing what was going on in her marriage. I mean, we all wanted to know, so I'm not saying it's wrong that she did it. Well, as a friend, if they're really friends, I wouldn't go off about it on Spaces and so on.
No. When did we wrap filming? We wrapped in July. I went on tour in October.
Yeah. She was the only one who came to your show.
No, I didn't like officially invite anyone because you see that I'm going on tour. You see where I'm going to be. If you're a friend of mine, come. And a lot of my like real home, like my homegirls, my best friends from home, and I'm in Atlanta right now, but my best friends from home where I grew up in Georgia, they showed, I didn't invite them, they showed up. My favorite honors English professor from high school showed up. Like my people showed up, and I didn't invite anyone. I didn't invite Robin, but she showed up, and I was pleasantly surprised to see her. I was happy to see her, but I was also surprised to see her. And she was like, "Why are you surprised?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just don't understand. I'm shocked that you would come, but I'm happy that you're here." And now it's like, after all of this bullshit with her literally backpedaling and pussy popping her way to her friend, why would you come to my show? Why would you leave your house? Robin does not leave her house for anybody. Robin lives in West Bumblefuck. She left West Bumblefuck and came to Northeast Washington, D.C. to come to my show. Why?
Yeah, the thing about it just makes you question
every motive.
Everything.
Every motive
and what is
now up for questioning. Everything.
Like when you put your whole life out there and you're trying to be open and real and authentic, and again, this wasn't on camera, so it seems genuine and real, but then you hear things afterwards and it's like, what the fuck do you believe in? And you want to believe
setting yourself up? Were you just doing some back leg work so that you could save yourself later? That's where my head is. And how awful.
And it sucks.
How awful.
It sucks to think that way because we want to believe everybody for what they do and what they give us to your face. And it just it's hard, and it really sucks that you have to question someone's motive, someone who you think is your friend, and you want to be your friend because you think you've had this relationship that you've been building
for years,
over the last several years, and now you have to question it because of a few comments and some stuff that didn't air that probably.
But I guess again she was going off due to then Miss Robbiana jumping in on Jazelle's claims at the reunion of sexual assault or locking her in a room or inviting her in a room or making her feel uncomfortable. Whatever the situation was. Now, I don't want to victim shame Miss Jazelle. I'm not saying she's lying. I'm just saying the story is hard to follow. So I support whatever she's saying, but I'm not a Jazelle fan. But because I never want to say somebody's lying about a sexual assault, but like what the story of events is, I don't know what's happening?
She did accuse him of sexual assault.
No, I did not.
Multiple times.
No, I did not.
Mincing words.
No, I did not.
Using wordplay. Saying, quote, he made me go into a hotel room. It goes on and on.
Yes. In light of Chris had DM'd Ashley and there was a situation in which Chris made me feel completely uncomfortable.
What I heard was very disturbing. A comfort zone that does not exist for you where Chris is concerned. And Chris thinks that you're more comfortable than you are.
Correct.
You mentioned that you all went into your dressing room, you and Chris.
Yeah.
And you were uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm in a hotel room with a married man, and it is his word against mine as to what's happening in this room.
I wouldn't consider the situation sexual assault, Candace.
Accusing?
He didn't physically touch her. He didn't say anything inappropriate.
To go into a hotel room.
Never said he forced
go into a hotel room.
Jazelle, you very much know what you're doing because not sexual assault, yes, okay, and not forced. I guess she never said that, but you did leave it up to the audience to guess what happened. Like, you were making it seem like Chris maybe dragged you in. I don't know. That's what I got from whatever you were trying to say last season. I'm like, what's going on? What was she trying to do? And then everybody coming up with these fake claims. What's happening here? Fraudulent claims, okay? Y'all really trying to get y'all checks. Y'all are the scammers, okay? Everybody is calling me a ghetto bitch, but we got these scammers on TV.
Never said he forced me.
And then hold on, because last season, I guess this isn't sexual assault, but somebody did accuse him of sexual assault because y'all said Chris brushed past somebody's friend's booty and touched it. Well, that's what brushing past means in this bitch. What's going on with me? I know it's the edible that I told you guys about earlier in this bitch, okay? Try it out like I said. But anyways, that's sexual assault. That's accusing him of sexual assault. And y'all were like repeating that on camera. So maybe not you in the hotel room, but you repeating that. Girl, are we not going to bring that up? I guess not. But
If Jazelle holds herself accountable, what are you willing to hold yourself accountable for?
I can hold myself accountable for the response.
Accountability inspires.
It does.
Accountability.
It does. So if I said I didn't know what was happening or made, no. He asked me. He didn't make me. He asked me.
Clearly, Jazelle believes her story. She's sticking to it. She's not changing it. They're not going to be friends. Let's move on. And I guess we are, because now we're going to talk about Miss Rabiana and her relationship with Juan. I don't know what commentary I can have and add more to it besides this is tired and fucking delayed. They're eating her up about the situation, rightfully so, because where the fuck is your man? Excuse my sour mouth, but where is your man? Like, for your last reunion, he could not show up. You are just going out sad, and I'm not trying to victim shame you because I know he's doing cheating and putting you through.
Allegedly, because I don't need them doing nothing over here, okay? Stay away from my page.
But, like, damn, girl, this is so pitiful. You want to talk all this shit and your man can't even show up. You want to talk shit to Chris and your man can't show up. If I was Chris, I would have said, nah, until your man shows up. Shh. Okay? I don't want to speak to you. I'll speak to your man. He can ask me whatever he wants to ask me. How about that?
I know that there were a lot of doubts within the group about his story at the start of the season. Who believes Juan's story?
Andy, I don't think it's for us. None of us believe it.
But Robin believes it, so that's all that matters.
That was foolish, but
we chose to move forward. We chose to get married. I wasn't expecting, like, the firestorm that came out of it.
This really feels like this is a Protect Juan campaign.
It's not. Listen, the woman in Canada, the story is crazy, right?
Yes.
He would not make up a crazy story. He would actually make up a better story.
Juan was still communicating with her.
Yeah, that's the problem. He should not have been communicating with her. That's the problem.
So you're making him accountable for that?
We dealt with it, right?
Right.
I found out, I was angry, I told him get the out, we worked through it. Although Juan was not smart in communicating with the female in Canada, he's not dumb enough to be anywhere in public being affectionate and physical with another woman.
How do you feel about the other wives, throwing some shade your way heading into this season?
I mean, really nothing that they say is of importance to me. I don't really, how am I being held accountable? Did I do something to them? Did I commit a crime? Like, I'm just trying, like, what needs to be happening here? You know what I mean? I don't really understand. And so I think they're expecting something else. They're expecting me to dance around and hide, oh, I'm not talking about it. Oh, and that's the total opposite. Like, I'm in the season, I'm like, okay, we're talking about it. It's in the news. It's in social media. We'll talk about it. I'm not hiding from anything. But just because I chose not to share something about my life that wasn't relevant at the time when we were filming season 7, that doesn't mean you're supposed to walk in front of a camera and then all of a sudden make up a storyline with my husband and say, hey, you remember when you did that to me? I'm really upset about it, even though we resolved it. Like, I can't live my relationship like that. I'm not doing that to my husband, to my best friend since 1996. I'm not doing that to him. You know what I mean?
And it's our job as her friends to support her.
Okay.
So I do have a penthouse apartment in Washington, D.C.
Okay, I forgot to set up the scene, but now we are on the portion of Mia and her Love and Hip Hop storyline that y'all say she's the future of the show. Carlos King and everybody else. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all want to ruin Love and Hip Hop. Not Love and Hip Hop. Ooh. Y'all want to, and I'm not trying to, like, make it as, okay, look, y'all got fighting this season. Y'all got unknown baby daddies. Like, this is what we're pushing as, like, black glamour and luxury, and people are saying, well, this is real life. Huh? Okay. And if it's not true, why would you do this to your child? Like, won't he have to see this? You're just going to say, oh, mommy was acting. Huh? This is crazy.
Where's Gordon living now?
So Gordon has an apartment in Charlotte, but he is relocating right across the street in his own condo.
Okay, let's talk about Mr. Ink.
You tell me how it looks, a married woman going to live with a single man
I wasn't
in a
living with
5-bedroom
him.
house. Bullshit. The kids
He
told
wasn't
me.
even there half the time. He works
the kids
in
would tell
17
me.
different cities.
They even told me you were
always on the
sleeping with him when
road.
you said you weren't. Jeremiah
No,
said, I saw
Gordon-
mommy sleeping with
Gordon.
Mr. Ink.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about and your history?
Okay, first, he doesn't want to be called. We can start there. His name is Ink.
How long were you guys in a relationship?
I met Mia. I knew Mia about what it was. Probably about three and a half years.
And then did y'all break up because the relationship got to be long distance?
Yeah, that would pretty much be it. Because for me, like I said, I wanted to further my career. And just for her, it didn't make sense for her to go backwards. So we stayed in contact. And then, she ended up getting married the first time. And then she ended up getting married again.
I had a prostate cancer. My organs weren't working like they used to. On my 70th birthday, I said, if you find someone that you think you want to start spending time with, I want you to know I'm okay with that.
And then during this whole time, were you in touch with Mr. Ink?
So we have kept in touch here and there, but nothing serious. There was only one occasion that we did rekindle the flame.
So you were with G then?
I was.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let me correct my sour ass mouth, because some of you guys are claiming that Mia gets abused by Gordon, or that's why she's acting like that. And we clearly saw that he locked her in a room for 2 hours. So something is going on, and he drained her bank account. So that is abuse of some sort. And I would have called the police or beat his ass. Or not beat his ass. I would have called the police and got a check. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Okay? Not that it's about money, but like, what the fuck? You can't lock me in a room. What's going on, Papa? Maybe he got dementia, and I'm not making fun of people with dementia. I'm just saying, like, what's going on? He just snapped. He just went crazy. Okay, it was just too much. I'm not excusing him, because what the fuck? But this is just too much for me, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't give Real Housewives of Potomac. It gives, like I said, Zeus Network. And we don't want to give Zeus Network. At least I don't want to see that on Bravo. Unless you guys are trying to send a message about how y'all feel about a certain franchise and making them look a little low budget. I don't know what's going on. Okay?
Why does Ink think Jeremiah is his son?
Because we had an affair shortly after.
overlapping.
Yeah, there was a little overlap in there. Now, here's the thing. I did IUI, right? So, and I'm a woman. I know my body.
Right.
This child is Gordon's child.
Right.
He looks just like Gordon.
Yeah.
But then why does Ink still think it's his kid?
Maybe he wants him to be his kid?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think
You
children
know?
are off limits. I don't care who the baby father is, but this baby is going to have to watch this.
I know.
Finally, somebody speaking with sense. Okay, Karen, you were letting me down with the DUI, allegedly. Okay, I hope it's not true. My mother going down. Okay, they're going to eat her up next season, and I hope she's getting the help that she truly needs in this bitch, if this is really true. But she better speak on it, because you guys, this is traumatic for a traumatic. Why am I talking like that? Okay, I guess it's good for reality television for you hood rat ass bitches who like seeing traumatic type things, but this is not cute for in real life for a child to go through. Like, what the fuck? In my opinion, okay, maybe y'all love it and are eating it up, but are y'all not thinking about the child? I don't want to see this. I don't want to see future trauma in this bitch. He's already seeing his mommy lay in the bed with this man, Mr. Ink. So I was calling it acting before, but it can't be too much acting unless Gordon's lying. Very much tacky, very much traumatic, very much nasty, very much too much, okay?
Candace and Wendy, your husbands have hung out with G a lot. Did G ever drop hints to Chris or Eddie that the marriage was in trouble?
You go ahead. When I went through this, everybody on the sofa reached out to me except for Candace and Wendy. And I thought to myself,
I didn't reach out. I will own that. Yeah.
Holy these girls are not my friends.
Why didn't you reach out?
I will say this, Mia, in full transparency, when Gordon reached out to our husband
In a group chat.
he was there to annihilate you.
Yes. I don't know if, so I was losing my mind because Gordon called Chris and Eddie to tell them all Mia's business.
Okay, hold on. I'm a little bit confused because I saw Dr. Wendy and Mia holding hands this season, and I know that doesn't determine them to be best friends, but I'm just saying, like, hold on. If you guys are holding hands now, clearly you're over her throwing a drink on your wet and wavy last season, okay? I don't know. I thought y'all were friends at this point. And I'm not saying I saw anything or like friendship between Miss Mia and Candiana, but I just thought everybody was fine enough to, if somebody's husband was calling your husband to reveal tea, wouldn't you want to tell me, especially if you say you don't have a problem with me, but now we're bringing up you throwing a drink at the reunion again? But I guess trauma, maybe if it's traumatic for Miss Wendy, I guess trauma has no timestamp of when you get over it. So I guess I'll give her that. I don't know. But it just seems to me like, girl, you could have told Miss Mia, Miss Pennywise, okay?
Understand that you were upset by my choice of words in referring to you. Sit up here with your privileged, white-looking ass, and you think you can say whatever the you want to say, and no one is going to bat an eyelash. I should not have used those words to describe you. I'm sorry that your children have dealt with death threats.
Not randomly. We were at the baby naming ceremony for Katie. She made reference to the black side like it was demeaning. Like, oh no, I would never be considered black. Giselle. If you're half black, 1/4 black, 2% black, be proud of that.
Are you not proud of it?
I have no idea what she's talking about. And once again, it's like, why would you come to someone's house for a religious naming ceremony, then go outside and go in on them and challenge them about
We didn't go
what is
in.
your...
We didn't go. We just asked a simple question.
And then for Robin to bring up, okay, well, when your girls are older, what box are they going to check? What the hell are you talking about? Why would you even bring that up?
Katie, you know that you said something wrong. That's why you sported the Jackson 5 afro.
Don't take responsibility for the death threats because we have all received them at the hands of things that each of us have said. But I am sorry that that was happening to you.
Okay, progress.
Okay, it's a starting point. I've had issues with every woman in this group.
I want to ask Ashley your opinion. You're biracial. What was your reaction to all this?
I was just really surprised because the two women who have the most European features seem to make the biggest deal of race. When most of us embrace our naturalness, for some reason, they don't. What? Coloring your hair blonde and straightening it is European. That is a very European thing.
My hair has been black.
Girl, bye.
Come on, Ashley.
Absolutely not.
The help is talking to me. Can you get the help? Get the help away from me.
You can say to me in front of my face, all right? But when I'm in front of you, you don't want to say anything.
Okay, that's me interrupting. I tried to do it real seductively. But yes, it's me interrupting, and I know you guys are probably at home like, ugh, bitch. Look, I cannot show the fight in its entirety or whatever because my video will get snatched down for violence, and I don't want my video to get snatched down due to violence. I'm already teetering on the edge with my content. So, for that reason, you can take your ass to TMZ.com or whatever to watch the fight. The Royal Rumble in the club, but basically Miss Kiana, whatever, Miss K, was beating upon Deborah's head, Sesame Street Lady. I'm not calling you Sesame Street Lady. That's just what the girls call you, so I'm trying to refer to you as the name that people would remember you by, which is mostly Cookie Monster, or, hold on, girl, I don't know what they calling you. They calling you Cookie Monster, Sesame Street Lady, and Deborah. So it's alternating between those three names. So if I refer to her by any of those three names, just know that, again, I'm not calling you that. It's just what we know you as due to what they call you on the show. Okay, yes, she is getting beat down by Miss K, and it's going something a little like, ooh, 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 ooh. Then they get on the ground, and it's, So now you're about to see the aftermath of the Rumble.
Get your ass out. Get your ass out. Where is she?
Where is she? Where's the ladies' room?
Oh my God. Call the ambulance. What happened? How did that get like that? Deborah, do a drink on Candace.
She do a drink on Candace, but she hit me in the head. What happened?
Look, Ashley, you may try to gaslight the audience, but I cannot let you gaslight me. You and your forehead will not get away with this travesty that has happened on the Real Housewives of Potomac. That has it turned into the love and hip hop of Potomac in this bitch with all these rumbles. Okay? This is supposed to be a show of elegance and class, and we are rumbling in the club. This is too much for me. But who did I blame? Miss Ashley Anna, the bitch who's playing victim, or not victim, but she's sitting there confused talking about what happened when she was standing right there. Girl, you were there. And I know some of you guys will be like, what the fuck, where's that clip at? Well, it's in the clip that I can't show due to violence and me not wanting my channel shut down. Okay, yes. But basically from the clip that I saw, Miss Ashley was there, and she was there helping Miss Candiana not throw a bottle at Miss Deborah, who threw a drink at her or tried to throw a drink on her. But Miss Kiana, whatever, Miss K got in the middle and then started mushing Miss Deborah, and they ended up on the floor. So that's what happened. And Miss Ashley is acting like she didn't know what happened when she was standing right the fuck there, bitch. What, girl? And on top of that, what the fuck did you think was going to happen when you invited this messy asshole who is known, or, yeah, who you know has problems with two girls on the castmate. Girl, somebody's fucking with my song. Look, let me start over. Why would you invite Miss Deborah when she has problems with your cast members and she has made up rumors on their husbands?
I don't know, Deborah just, when I grabbed her, I picked her up and she was like, one of Wendy's friends.
Like I said, I don't know why she needs anything explained to her because the bitch was standing right there. I don't mean to call you out of your name, but it's just the gaslighting for me. Like, okay, that shouldn't excuse me to call you out of your name. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But I'm just confused, or not confused. You're confused in this bitch, and you're confusing me. Or you're not confused. You know what you're doing, Miss Ashley. You're trying to gaslight us when you were standing right there, and you know your friend came to be messy in this hoe. Or maybe you didn't know she was going to come to be messy, but she has had messy behavior, and she's not even a cast member. So clearly, she's doing all of this mess on your behalf or trying to get on this show. I mean, the stuff with Wendy's husband, Candiana's husband, and now she comes to the club and now she's in a fight. And I'm not trying to victim shame as she was in a fight, or I shouldn't say she's a victim of the fight because she started the fight by throwing a drink on Candiana, which she admitted. But now you got, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm a little upset, but I just want to clarify, I don't condone violence, and I'm not trying to say that just because Miss Deborah came to the fight, it automatically, or not the fight, just because Miss Deborah came to film, that doesn't mean she automatically gets the right to get beat up. I'm just saying, what did you think would happen when you invited Miss Deborah, who is so eager to start mess? So it's clear she'll do anything to get camera time. And look what has happened.
I'm not doing this no more. I'm pissed. This girl has no reason to have that.
To talk to her mom.
I know you are. But let's put her first. Let's do that. I need to see nearest hospital. She's going to be all right.
Get that raggedy bitch the out. You're fine. Get that Sesame Street ass bitch and don't come back.
Bitches wanna call me ratchet and ghetto. Meanwhile, their favorite show is on the brink of turning into Love and Hip Hop, okay? Not Kiana. Why do I keep calling her Kiana? What the fuck? Why is Kiana bandaged up? My God, she was really mushed, and she was the one who knocked first. You're gonna knock first and get bucked on the floor? You got glass mashed upon your forehead? You wanna let her do that to you, Miss K? I'm playing. I'm not condoning violence. And I'm not trying to shame them in their fighting abilities. I'm just saying, like, oh my God, this is really not elegant, not classy, as I said earlier. Now, as we move on from losing the elegance in class, I just wanted to say, Miss Candiana, Why are you not in the bathroom checking in on your good girl? The fight is over. Deborah got mashed. Well, technically, it looks like I just said again. Hold on. Well, I didn't say again. My mouth is confused for a second. Let me start over. Like I was just about to say, or as I just said in this bitch, you saw Miss Deborah already get into the fight, and technically she did beat up, in my opinion, because the one leaving bandaged is Miss K. But anyways, she did beat up Miss K, and Miss K got into a fight on your behalf. So why are you not in the bathroom? Or I don't know that Miss K got in a fight on your behalf, but that's just what it's coming off as. Because Deborah meant to fight you, and somehow Miss K is in the middle of it. But anyways, why are you not checking in on your good girl? The fight is over, and if you were going to do something, you would have done it by now, and you have not. So stop acting like you are going to do something now in this moment.
And don't come back. Why, Grover? And don't come back, you cockroach.
A lot of people are blaming Ashley for this, which I don't know what she knew, because people are saying that.
Right. I'm not saying that she knew it. It's just she invited her friend.
Okay, she invited her friend, but you and her friend have issues.
Yeah, and well, she has issues.
So what happened with the fight? Like, how did this fight even start? You know, cameras we still got to hear some of what was going on. We got to see some things, blows being thrown. I was like, who's that? Who's that? Who's in the dress? So you were there.
I was there. I believe that she came there to jump me for wanting to fight.
And all because you call her Sesame Street.
Yes.
Is that the full reason?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think so. But then she also did videos where she was posing with Elmo and embracing being called Sesame Street. So she walks over to me. Cameras go down. Security goes away. She waits for that. Comes over to me, gets right in my face, and says what you hear in the audio. Do we have a problem? Da 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 da. And there was more back and forth that was cut out. So I'm thinking, oh my God, she's gonna try to fight me. So natural inclination is I have to defend myself now. What can I use to defend myself? Because I'm standing in these 6-inch Valentino pumps. I'm not running.
Right.
I can't really square up. So I grabbed what was close to me. It happened to be a bottle of champagne. If she had come at me, I don't know what would have happened.
But you were just trying to make sure you were prepared
to defend myself.
I'm killing Candace's hair, and she's gonna call me the help. And then out of nowhere, Kiana hits me in my face, and then I threw my
she
drink
punch
at-
you?
Yeah, in my face. And that's when we got on the floor.
Deborah.
Put your hands on me and think I'm not going to say anything, and I'm not going to do anything.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay.
Excuse me, Deborah girl. You're not the victim. You're making it seem as if you are by saying people are going to put their hands on me and think I'm not going to do nothing. Bitch, well, technically, Miss K put her hands on you while you were trying to put your hands on Miss Candiana first.
Deborah.
Put your hands on me and think I'm not going to say anything, and I'm not going to do anything.
You threw the drink on Miss Candiana. So what did you think Miss Candiana was going to do? Or anybody that was friends with Miss Candiana? Well, you probably didn't expect anybody to knock back at your ass, but look what happened. Well, not look what happened because you beat Miss K's ass. In my opinion, I know you guys are probably going to be up in arms talking about, no, she didn't, no, she didn't. Well, like I said, the one leaving bandaged and fucked up is Miss K. And while Miss K is my good girl, well, I don't know her, but I'm just saying in my head, she's my good girl. She got her ass beat in a fight that wasn't meant for her. While maybe the drink probably got on her, or maybe she thought the drink was coming for her. Maybe that was her excuse. But I think that she, in my opinion, was fighting on Miss Candiana's behalf. Not that Miss Candiana told her to or knew that this was going to happen. I just think that she just felt like, look, for example, I'm a good friend. So if I felt like somebody was coming for one of my friends, I'm going to step in on my, or not on my, on their behalf, okay? Look, I don't know what's going on with my tongue today and it's getting twisted. Look what's happening, bitch, okay? Diddy, leave me the fuck alone. I know I did my documentary on your ass, but you don't need to haunt me. Leave me alone. You need to haunt yourself and put yourself in jail for all the sour things you have done while you have not been convicted of these things. I mean, just why would anybody make up these wild, sour ass things upon your sick ass? So, don't be putting voodoo upon my tongue just because you are doing sour things and I am exposing it. But on a real note, thank you guys for bearing with me while I choke on my motherfucking tongue in this bitch as I could stop and re-record these things when I mess up, but I just like to give it to you bitches raw and keep going. Because who the fuck has time to be inauthentic and repeat things that I already said and say again in this bitch? Because I choked on my fat ass fucking tongue, okay? So like I said, you're just going to get it raw. And like I also said, I appreciate you guys again for bearing with me and the voodoo that is put upon me and my tongue. Yes.
The girl, Deborah, threw a drink on Candace. She threw a drink on Candace. She threw a drink on Candace. I pushed her out the way, but I don't even know what happened. We were fighting, but you hit me in the head.
If she goes to the hospital, I want to talk to her mom and let her know where she's at.
Yeah,
Let's go. I'm with you. I got your purse. I'm right here with you.
It's K, okay? Does Miss K look okay, girl? She's bleeding. And she looks like a motherfucking cyclops. We can't even see her other eye. Like, goddamn. I'm confused. Or, hold on. Did Miss Deborah hit her in the head with a glass? Or was those her fists that made her bleed like that? Either way, damn, Miss K. You can't be fighting other people's battles. Or if you're going to fight, y'all going to need, like, swords in this bitch or something. Like, medieval. Or, I don't know. I'm not, again, condoning violence. And I don't want to see y'all fight with swords. I'm just saying, bitch. Y'all, what? This is crazy. Okay? I'm trying to figure out what you got hit upside your head with that made you bleed like that.
So we're standing up. Next thing I know, Deborah, Sesame Street or whatever, she takes a drink. She throws it to hit Candace. At that point, I'm like pushing her back because I see like she's a problem. She turns around, grabs a glass, hits me in my damn forehead.
I'm a dumb hoe. I'm a dumb hoe. But that is okay because I am in good company with Miss Ashley Anna in the Dumb Hoe Club, okay? I can hold myself accountable in this bitch. I am not Miss Jazelle or Robbie Anna, and y'all don't need to be in the comments talking about, well, weren't you listening? I'm about to clarify myself, okay? Because my dumb ass was sitting here talking about, I don't know what Miss Kiana got hit upside her head with, and clearly it was a glass, which was said throughout this whole motherfucking recap and edit. Well, not said by me, but by the girls in the edit. So, to why I was sitting here confused, I don't know. But now you have the clarification to what she got hit upside her head with. Well, y'all knew probably, because you're going to tell me in the comments anyway, like, bitch, weren't you listening? No, clearly I was not. But back to my point, she shouldn't have started nothing if she didn't want to get hit upside her head. And granted, Miss Deborah got it jumping in this bitch. But Kiana jumped in, okay? She didn't need to jump in.
I know, but I know tensions between Deborah and Candace have been, bubbling for a long time.
But what's the name jumped in it, though? So
I
she
know.
should have stayed out of it.
Hold on. Okay, let me stop singing, first of all, because this is not a variety show. And I know you guys didn't come to hear me sing. I'm so sorry. But I just wanted to say, Ashley, you playing dumb is just really tiring, and I want it out of my face. Actually, I want you out of my face. I was saying I wanted your antics out of my face, but how about we wrap your ass up in a bow and fire you? We have fired now. I'm getting ahead of myself. But now we have fired Candiana, or not fired her, but she has left, or whatever the case may be. She's gone, okay? And Miss Robbie Anna is allegedly gone. Miss Ashley, she needs to go. Because what storyline does she have besides rubbing Michael's feet? Yeah, I was trying to think of something else. Oh, and this little piss-ass clothing line. I'm not trying to play your clothing line, but like, girl, ain't nobody buying no GNA. What the fuck is GNA in the first place? Okay, and I'm not a fashion king, as you see clearly, but I'm just saying, like, I don't look to Ashley or Jazelle for fashion sense or advice or anything fashion related, so why would they come up with a quote? Okay, anyways, back to my point. While her friend is correct of Kiana jumped into a fight that didn't involve her, wasn't meant for her, Ashley, you're the one who invited Miss Deborah, who you knew had issues with these ladies, okay? While, yes, these ladies should be grown enough to not fight, you should have known something was going to pop off, and your good girl started something first. So, yes, you should be feeling oh so motherfucking bad. I'm here for Ashley getting her motherfucking lashings, okay? Again, this is not all of her fault, but she should have known better in this bitch. And she's not getting off any motherfucking hooks, okay?
Deborah is my homegirl. She really has held me down and been supportive of me so much over these last couple of years. So even though we're not together romantically, because we talk about the kids all the time, it doesn't feel any different.
What's that saying, like cheaper to keep her?
And I don't have Candace at the forefront of my mind when I think about Deborah.
So you and your big ass forehead just gonna play dumb. Yes, okay. Wow, you shouldn't have, like you are saying, I guess, Miss Candiana at the forefront of your motherfucking big ass head when you have an event that will involve Deborah or you will invite Deborah to. You should know better that Miss Deborah is known to start mess. She's the one starting mess with them. They didn't seek to start mess out with your friend. Your friend, Miss Deborah, is the one starting mess. What are you not getting? So when you invite Miss Deborah to these events, what the fuck do you think will happen? Okay? Again, I'm not blaming the fight on you. I'm just saying, like, you do have some involvement by inviting somebody who you know is going to start mess with people on your cast. You playing dumb, you need to stop.
There's no need for everyone to be feeling like pressure because so-and-so is here. I can be, and I have been, in a room with people that I don't mesh with all the time. I've said and repeatedly say, I don't condone fighting. I just don't do it. Like, we talk, we yell, we say things with our words. You know, my castmates and I have all gone toe-to-toe at some point in time. I've never, ever thought to use my hands. I'm just not that way. So for the actions that happened that night, they are not in alignment with who I am. They are not in alignment with what I believe. And I could never have anticipated that that would happen. I know a lot of people think otherwise, but yeah, I just don't get down like that. I don't roll with it. It's unfortunate that it happened that way, but you know, I can only deal with the aftermath, and you know, that's it. I'm an adult. You've never seen me put a hand on anybody, okay? I'll never spank my children, and I'll never put hands on anybody who doesn't touch me first, and that's just that.
I saw you walking in. What happened?
You know, I broke it before. Yes. So it just re-injured.
I mean, how did this happen?
Sharice, what happened to your foot?
I was security, remember?
Why is Sharice in my face? See, this is your karma for being in my face. You got your foot stomped out in the midst of being in this motherfucking fight. That's what you get. No, I'm playing. I'm not wishing pain upon Miss Sharice. I just, again, am confused on why she's in my face every motherfucking week. And if bitches are getting fired, she better not get a motherfucking flute in replacement of bitches getting fired. And if bitches are getting fired, she must get fired too, as a friend of, or whatever her title is on this season. Queen of Annoyance. Grand Dame of Deviled Eggs. Grand Dame of a bitch you won't get out of my face. So am I happy that she got her foot stomped on? Just a little bit. Is that right? No, I know.
Everyone involved in this situation was an adult, number one. So while they were my friends, I'm not taking ownership or responsibility for their behavior because I don't need to. Don't like what happened, and to see what happened to Kay was heartbreaking to me. A lot of people ask why I asked if the cameras were still rolling while we were filming, okay? And I want to say that the reason I asked that, sorry, I just got a WhatsApp from somebody. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Okay. The reason I asked that is because when we're filming, we can only play cleared music. And our event, which, first of all, major shout out to Zebby's Garden and Mayflower, which is a club in DC. They really hooked us up. They did everything they could for us. No one could have anticipated the events that transpired that night. The club is not at fault. Like, they were amazing. So the reason that I asked for the cameras to rolling is because when the cameras are up, we can only play cleared music. And I want to give props to Bravo and Truly Original, our production company, because the music has gotten a lot better, okay? It used to be karaoke beats. Now we got some bops, okay? But still, people were like, hey, like, are we going to get some different music? Because our event went a little longer than anticipated. So we were like,
Okay, y'all. So I'm asking, can I tell the DJ to start playing some Drop It Like It's Hot music? That's what I wanted. Everybody wanted to clap some cheeks, you know? Which, oh gosh, let me take that back. That's not what I meant to say. But you know, everybody wanted to dance, okay? So that's why I asked that. Clear music is music that has been approved by Bravo and Truly Original. So that's it. That's the only reason I asked that. That's actually not a spoiler. It's not brought up at the reunion, so I can address that now. But that is the reason that I asked, are the cameras still rolling? Because we wanted to play some different music. I had no other intentions aside from that.
I've grown to really like Kay, and I care about Deborah as my friend. I don't really know what transpired before, because what she says is you were talking about her or something, and you were calling her vermin or the help.
Candace got into an argument with the girl. The girl threw a drink at her. Candace grabs a champagne bottle. So I grab the bottle, and then I'm holding on to her, and we're all over the place. And I'm like holding on to her like this, trying to, keep her away.
Why did she grab a bottle though?
That was her reaction when the girl threw the drink.
Clearly your friend came with an agenda.
A level of trust in this group, Ashley, I'm gonna put it out there, has been destroyed.
So clearly, Miss Deborah's ass was wanting to say something to Miss Candiana. I mean, she's been making posts all on social media about being called a cookie monster and so on. So what did you think would happen if they didn't see each other for months and now you have this event? They're both here. Do you think they're not going to say anything? Do you think your messy ass friend who is making up lies upon their husbands, when I say their, I mean Miss Wendy and Candiana's husbands, did you not think something was going to happen, especially when your friend is Queen of Mess? Or maybe she's not the Queen of Mess because you are, but your court jester, you didn't think that she was going to start mess? And look what happened. So I'm here for the lashings. Again, no, Ashley should not take all of the blame for the fight, as everybody should be able to control themselves, but you should take some part of the blame, bitch. I'm not here for you playing dumb to ask why these bitches were fighting or that something happened, period, because you should have expected that, or you should have gave them some warning that this bitch was coming.
I feel this is a bigger message to a larger group of people who want to come up and us up anytime they want, okay? That we can never allow in this circle to bring anyone around each of us that means any harm to us.
Excited about therapy? No. We're going through a lot, right?
All the financial issues and the businesses and stuff, like that's the main
Girl,
focus.
yes. To say the least.
Okay.
I've been perfect, of course.
Well, perfection is impossible to achieve, so I know that is false.
Of course, he thinks he's so perfect.
I hear some animosity. So I guess we'll start with check-ins with the D word being thrown out.
Before this whole crisis, I had actually retained a lawyer to file for divorce.
Where are you both now?
What's the D word? Divorce?
Divorce.
Oh. As far as the D word, that was never my consideration, so you got to ask her. Well, I agree and disagree because I've been asking, what did I do wrong? And the only thing that's been said is I wasn't listening.
We did get to a point where I was ready to divorce you. You know what I mean? So, but I was ready
I didn't know that, but okay.
But you did. Well, you didn't know that at the time, but you know that now.
I didn't know it at the time until I saw the receipts from the lawyer that you had been talking to.
I think I said this in our session last time I was here with you. I am committed to Gordon through thick and thin. And so when I seeked counsel for a divorce, it was because I wanted to outweigh all of my options, because I felt like we were in a space where you were really difficult to cohabitate with. There was a moment where you were very combative. You were combative with your kids, you were combative with our partners, you were combative with me, and I'm just like, I've lived my whole childhood, which I had no control over, was combative. I'm not living in a combative life.
You might have set the door. Delivery? Okay, thanks. Yep. All right, we're good? Okay.
All right, so are we gonna talk about how long
Am I gonna have to sleep in Juju's room? Like, are you gonna head back to Charlotte?
So I know I didn't set up the scene, but if you're wondering what's going on and you didn't watch the episode, basically this is the demise of Gordon and his sugar baby's relationship. I think one of them has now filed for divorce, and this is the result, or this is the aftermath in this bitch. So let's get into Miss Mia and her pop.
Like, what are you doing?
I plan on going back around the 8th, 9th, 10th of November. Is that not soon enough for you? Because I'm here because you asked me to come and watch the kids because you have functions. It's up to you. If you want me to leave early and you got coverage for the kids, have at it.
Let's talk about, like, longevity. I don't want to have to, like, sleep in Juju's room.
You asked for this, so I don't think you thought this through well enough to think about all the unintended consequences. So this is one of them. I've known you've been having an affair for 10 years or longer.
An affair for 10 years? What's going on? I know y'all have like an open relationship type thing in this bitch. So how is hold on. Wait a minute. Y'all freaks in y'all's relationship guidelines in this bitch be confusing me, because if she's allowed to have sex with other people, how is it considered in an affair? Like emotional affair or something of the sort? Is that it? Okay, maybe it's clicking for me now. Was she cheating emotionally too as well as sexually, and she can only just fuck? That's the only guidelines. No emotional, just fuck. Or he has to be involved or something of the sort. Like, I'm confused on what's happening here. Some freaks in the comments, let me know, my Freakiana fans. I'm not a part of the community of the freaks, and I'm not judging the freakazoids, okay? Y'all live it on up. I'm just confused by this situation of the freaks.
I know you had an affair just before we got married.
I know there's going to come a time when I probably won't be able to satisfy all your needs. I want you to know that I am okay with you finding what you need elsewhere. I only have 2 rules. One is, don't give me a reason to look for it. Secondly, keep the kids out of it.
You tell me how it looks, a married woman going to live with a single man
I wasn't
in a
living with
5-bedroom
him.
Bullshit. The kids
he
told
wasn't
me.
even there half the time. He
the
worked
kids
in
would tell
17
me.
different cities.
They even told me you were
always on the
sleeping with him when
road.
you said you weren't. Jeremiah said, I saw
Gordon-
mommy sleeping with
Gordon.
Mr. Ink.
Not Mia got the children involved. Girl, I'm not, okay, hold on. I'm not trying to say you're a sour mother, because I'm not a mother, and I don't know what it takes to be a mother and all that entails being a mother. But I don't feel like being a good mother, like, involves having your child in your affairs. Like, why does your children know that you are hunching upon a new man? And now he's telling the old man, literally the old man, that you are hunting upon your new man. Why are they involved in, like, hold on. This is too much. I get you guys have an open, whatever y'all got going on, that y'all do, you and Gordon. But to have the kids a part of it, I don't know if that's good for their mental health, but girl, you keep on living it on up.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about and your history?
Okay, first, he doesn't want to be called. We can start there. His name is Ink. You took my
guys
phone,
enjoy talking
locked
to
me
her.
in a room. Gordon.
This is so unproductive. It's a waste of my time. You just can't help yourself.
And y'all want to call Mia the future of the show. Where is she leading the show? Because where she is leading it into is love and hip hop territories in this bitch. Because the next storyline that is being dropped or being introduced to us is Gordon says that one of their children may not be in fact his. So I guess when Mia was cheating, she had a child with another man and put it off as Gordon's child. Now, we don't know if this is true or not. Gordon could just be snapping and going unhinged in this bitch, but I guess you take that chance when you are sleeping with multiple men. I'm not trying to play you sexually liberated people. I'm just saying, like, what's going on here in the case of Mia and Gordon? Like, what the fuck? You don't know your child's father? We're doing this on television? First of all, we're having the... I'm not trying to play your mothering skills. I'm just like, wow, this is a lot. I feel like your children will see this in the future. So I don't know, again, if this is good for their mental health. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion now in this bitch. Let's get into it.
You know, I have to say, I love this show. But as a fan, it was somewhat frustrating to watch this season.
Like, I noticed the two of y'all, like, looking at each other, kind of smirking, like making facial expressions surrounding the conversation about Grace.
You know for a fact the impact of calling somebody or somebody's family member a witch.
Your mom submitted my name to a shrine.
Okay.
Robin, Candace, let's not ignore the elephant in the room. I mean, there were some strong things said on the beach. And you guys closed it out rather, honestly, roughly. So my question is there any hope that you guys could get back to progression in your relationship?
What I've experienced, she thinks she did nothing wrong to me.
And I feel like that when Candace is in the room, you're much quieter.
I'm totally
There's really
fine.
nothing to
I'm
face.
totally fine.
Oh.
I mean, there
Okay,
is.
here we go.
She does not want to acknowledge me because she thinks that if she doesn't speak to me, then I will disappear. But my black ass is still sitting there.
Because the show, you know, is about finding common ground. And it's about taking ownership of actions as they affect others.
Ha! Bullshit. Since when? Because y'all let Jazelle and Robin not take accountability for how many seasons? That's what now the show is about? Okay, girl.
As I have watched the show, it's Jazelle. Giselle's an imp. Giselle's the devil.
Aw, are we supposed to feel bad for you? I mean, you started this mess with Candace last season with her husband, and now you're wondering why Candace would call you evil and all of these names, and you're wondering why the audience would be eating you up almost every fucking week because you don't own your messiness. Maybe if you lived in your messiness and owned up to it, that would be fine, but you don't take any accountability of your messiness. You just try to play dumb, like you don't do anything. You fuck with people's husbands and marriages and kids and so on, or maybe not kids, but you fuck with their marriages and with them personally, and then you get confused when they clap back at your ass. I'm just, come on, girl, you're not an angel.
Wanted to talk to you really quickly.
Yes.
In light of Chris had DM'd Ashley and there was a situation in which Chris made me feel completely uncomfortable.
What I heard was very disturbing. A comfort zone that does not exist for you where Chris is concerned. And
Correct.
Chris thinks that you're more comfortable than you are.
Correct.
You mentioned that you all went into your dressing room, you and Chris.
Yeah.
And you were uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm in a hotel room with a married man, and it is his word against mine as to what's happening in this room.
Jazelle has a history, and there's a reputation there of her being fast in her past, and her being loose in her past. These are facts. I'm not making this up. So I see her flirting with Chris, and it's like, oh, po thing, just po thing. That's cute. It never.
You said po thing or poke thing?
Po. P-O apostrophe. Po. Po thing. It's just you can't ask for more from someone who can only give you less than half. Like I can't. It never bothered me. So he may be attracted. She's a beautiful woman. I'm attracted to Jazelle. She's a beautiful woman.
I'm attracted to Jazelle. Jazelle's gorgeous.
Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Listen, she's beautiful, but a shell is a shell, okay? And shells often have funky insides, and that's one. Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but I never felt like Candace is a fun girl. Like, you can go out with her, you can have fun, you can kiki, but then like to have like a real hardcore relationship with her and for you to expect that she's going to be an adult, like have adult conversations, I've just never gotten that from her.
Looking back on the dance studio moment, do you wish you approached that whole Chris situation differently, knowing that it would eventually result in the kind of like demise of your friendship?
I approached that situation. I thought about that. I approached it there. I chose all my words carefully. I didn't add any like extra drama and hot sauce and tea to it, which I know how to do very well. And I didn't do that because we were friends. Now we're no longer friends. So I can real get to the tea and the nitty gritty of it all. And and that's what the reunion is for. Okay.
No one talks about relationships except for the fact that Jazelle constantly attacks our husbands. So when you attack our husband, we return serve by saying, how can you attack us when we have no one in your life to even attack? Why would you bring a lie on this platform if you know it's a lie?
Because you're breathing life into it by bringing it up on the show.
So that's why she is Jazelle Lax Bryant, because you can't attack somebody if you lack that thing that you're attacking in that other person.
Her point was specifically that you're putting something out there about her husband that's not true.
Like I said, I don't understand why Miss Jazelle is so confused to why the other girls are eating her up all the fucking time. They eat you up because you come for their marriages and you come for them. Granted, this is a reality show where housewives do that in general, but I'm just saying don't act confused to why they're reacting to your sour behavior. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Juan and Robin. Okay.
I know that there were a lot of doubts within the group about his story at the start of the season. Who believes Juan's story?
Andy, I don't think it's for us. None of us believe it.
But Robin believes it, so that's all that matters.
That was foolish, but
we chose to move forward. We chose to get married. I wasn't expecting the firestorm that came out of it.
This really feels like this is a Protect Juan campaign.
It's not. Listen, the woman in Canada, the story is crazy, right?
Yes.
He would not make up a crazy story. He would actually make up a better story.
Juan was still communicating with her.
Yeah, that's the problem. He should not have been communicating with her. That's the problem.
So you're making him accountable for that?
We dealt with it, right?
Right.
I found out. I was angry. I told him, get the out. We worked through it. Although Juan was not smart in communicating with the female in Canada, he's not dumb enough to be anywhere in public being affectionate and physical with another woman.
How do you feel about the other wives, throwing some shade your way heading into this season?
I mean, really nothing that they say is of importance to me. I don't really, how am I being held accountable? Did I do something to them? Did I commit a crime? I'm just trying to, what needs to be happening here? You know what I mean? I don't really understand. And so I think they're expecting something else. They're expecting me to dance around and hide, oh, I'm not talking about it. Oh, and that's the total opposite. I'm in the season, I'm like, okay, we're talking about it. It's in the news. It's in social media. We'll talk about it. I'm not hiding from anything. But just because I chose not to share something about my life that wasn't relevant at the time when we were filming season 7, that doesn't mean you're supposed to walk in front of a camera and then all of a sudden make up a storyline with my husband and say, hey, you remember when you did that to me? I'm really upset about it, even though we resolved it. I can't live my relationship like that. I'm not doing that to my husband, to my best friend since 1996. I'm not doing that to him. You know what I mean?
And it's our job as her friends to support her.
Okay. Can I ask one little thing?
Sure.
When he said, Bree's like a beautiful woman, did that bother you at all?
No, because the point was, if he had been at the laundromat with someone who was not beautiful, it wouldn't have been an issue.
I got it.
So y'all know the rumors of Rabiana being fired? Well, I hope they are true. I know we have the song Miss Rabiana, Tapiana, Strapiana, whatever.
Rabiana, Tapiana, Strapiana, Dykiana. Rabiana, Miss Dyke. The Dykiana. Miss Rabiana, Miss Dyke. Rabiana, Tapiana, Strapiana, Dykiana. Rabiana, Tapiana, Miss Strapiana, the Dykiana. Miss Rabiana, Miss Dyke. Rabiana, Tapiana, Strapiana, Dykiana. Rabiana, the Dykiana. Rabiana.
I'm really happy for her to maybe have this opportunity to show some decorum, to Robert up as she always does, and be the Robert that we know her to be, and handle her shit.
Yes, okay. Shout out to her for making us have that moment While I enjoyed that moment, I want it to be over because I can't take you being a dumbass bitch with Juan anymore. And I know you are the victim of Juan's ill and wrongdoings, but you just accept any old sour thing that this man does and tells you. I can't take it. And maybe you're just doing it for a check, like you don't want to air him out so you can keep up the antics of being a housewife without not being a housewife, because if you don't have him as your husband, then you won't be a housewife. I mean, you won't have the title. And maybe they'll drop you down to a friend of. So maybe that's it. Are you guys following? Well, I don't know if that's really it. I don't know what's going on, but I just want you to live your true, authentic life, and that's with Jazelle as your bottom.
Allegedly in this bitch, cause I don't wanna get sued in this motherfucking hoe.
And that's a lawsuit.
Are going to jail. Period.
I'm playing. But girl, I really do wish you would just live your authentic life. And clearly, I'm not sure. Maybe this is your authentic life. You getting cheated on and being told lies and being married to a man who doesn't love you. Maybe this is your real life. I just don't want that for you. And I don't want to have to keep seeing it every motherfucking season. It's too much.
You feel like he was supportive of you throughout filming?
Yes, he showed up. He answered questions.
He's not showing up tonight.
That's fine.
He does not have a basketball game.
No, he doesn't. He declined to be here.
Okay.
Oh, Andy, that was shady.
Well said, that doesn't mean that he doesn't support me.
Why is he not here, Robin?
He doesn't know that you're going to be under fire tonight because of his actions. The least he could do as your husband is to stand behind you and say, baby, you don't have to take all the bullets. I can take some too.
Yes, they eating you up. They eating you to the bone for your last reunion. How you feel about that? Girl, I know you're going out sad. They're eating you for your and Juan's last reunion, the one he couldn't even show up for. This is the second reunion he couldn't show up for to take accountability or help you take accountability. And Andy, while I love you throwing shade at Mr. Juan not being there, how come you didn't throw shade at Mr. Mauricio? Where was he at? He could have been at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion to take accountability for his actions with Miss Kyle so we can ask him things. I was wondering where he was at. But you're not throwing shade towards Kyle. I see how you do. Okay.
Kiki from New Brunswick said, Karen, why did you have to pause for so long when asked how many sexual partners you've had?
Well, I had to count the wet dreams because I asked, does it matter? And then Wendy said to me, well, Karen, you can't have wet dreams. So anyway, I count my wet dreams. Yes, Andy.
In other words, you can't keep track of how many people you've had sex with in the past 5
No,
years.
Robin, that would be one. Okay.
Okay.
Next.
That would be you.
I will say,
Miss Rabiana, girl, you walked yourself into a trap. Why would you make a joke about one's relationship when yours is the most sour of the bunch? Girl. And granted, maybe Karen really is cheating on her husband. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not in her panties. You guys have been saying this for seasons. Just like you guys have been saying she is a drunk, and look what happened. She didn't got a damn DUI in this bitch. But you, like I just said, shouldn't be making jokes when you have the most sour relationship of them all. Don't make no goddamn sense.
Bitch, shut up. Yeah. Bitch, shut up. Bitch, shut up. Bitch, shut up. Yeah, yeah. Naughty, super naughty, fly me first class in the sky, real high, so happy I could die. What do we have here? You better live it up. 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 I know a Strappiana when I see one. Ooh, get the strap. You better live it up. Get the strap. You better live it up. Dyke, dyke, dyke. Dyke, dyke, dyke. You better live it up. I know a Strappiana when I see one. What do we have here? Dyke, dyke, dyke. Dyke, dyke, dyke. You better live it up. 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 Get the strap. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wikiana. I got your wig, ho. You're mad. Miss Wig. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wikiana. I got your wig, ho. You're mad. Miss Wig. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wikiana. I got your wig, ho. You're mad. Miss Wig. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wikiana. I got your wig, ho. You're mad. Miss Wig. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wikiana. I got your wig, ho. You're mad. Miss Wig. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wikiana. I got your wig, ho. You're mad. Miss Wig. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wikiana. I got your wig, ho. You're mad. Miss Wig. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wikiana. I got your wig, ho. You're mad. Miss Wig.
Because you get nothing else from me today. Goodbye. Don't make me call Portia.
Better move, don't make me call.
Portia.
Bitch, better move, don't make me call.
Things that I had were bothering her. The fact that I had a Rolls Royce, the fact that I was living well. Maybe she was just curious or admired me. But I definitely wanted to kind of stay back. So we move forward, we go to Puerto Rico. And once I got attacked by her, that's when I knew we were at a point of no return.
Bitch, better move, don't make me call. Bitch, better move, don't make me call. Bitch, better move, don't make me call. Bitch, better move, don't make me call.
Don't make me call Portia.
Ew. Like JK, but like maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? 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 You're so upset. But that's like okay, because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax, because I said what I said.